live?
Yep, I'm here.
All right.
Oh, and it's going fast. Sometimes YouTube will be like, hey, you hit go live. Now you have to hit it on the screen. And then sometimes it's like, we started. We just in here. Okay.
Yep.
Shout out to everybody who's here. I'd like to say a very special thank you to our guests today because your girl was behind on time today and y'all were very patient. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
On time.
All.
You're all good.
Yes. So, our special guest today, we have a packed house. We're going to be reviewing.
Yes, sir.
We're going to talk about a couple things, but we're going to be reviewing Loki episode 5, season 1, maybe show 1, just the only series they may have of it. We don't know. But shout out to our special guest. We have Soldier Knows Best. Is it
working?
There you go. We've got. No, we didn't hear it, Dwayne. We had to do mouth versions. We've got Jay from Cutt Productions. Beer. No, we didn't hear it, Dwayne. We go have to do it ourselves. All right. We've got Chris from Tate's Take.
You're gang.
Oh, he came with his own. He came with his own horns. Okay.
Home horn. Okay.
Yes. And then we have Michael from Black Gay Comic Geek.
My man.
Hey. I need like an applause effect.
There you go. So starting off with our icebreaker. Okay, we're just gonna jump into our icebreaker. What was your least favorite food as a child, and do you still hate or do you love that food now? The face of disgust that you have right now, Dwayne.
Bruh, parents talking about eating some asparagus. They don't even sound good.
Do you hate it
before?
Yeah, I love asparagus.
You love asparagus?
Yes.
Yeah, I love asparagus. I don't like asparagus.
Boy, that was the nastiest. And Brussels sprouts. Oh God.
Brussels sprouts.
What did I do?
Brussels sprouts taste nasty. Okay.
Yeah, I still hate asparagus.
Yeah. That's one of the ones in the future. I was like, all right, I throw some salt on these Brussels sprouts. They eatable, but asparagus.
What?
Oh Lord. No.
Brussels sprouts taste like you eating poop. That's what it tastes like. I just taste poop. Okay.
Asparagus put me in sarcophagus. Like I do not.
What?
I do not bang with y'all know the never mind. You know what?
I know what it is.
Okay.
Smell it.
I don't know. I ain't like that girl that one that's telling me I cannot spell.
Hey.
No, but what about? So that was yours. What about you? We'll start Jazz. What about you?
Red meat.
Red
Any
meat.
type of red meat.
Oh damn.
Oh dang.
I can't do it.
She healthy?
I can't do it.
Hey,
It's just so tough. Like it feels like you're eating a tire. Like I just can't. And then it's like if you get it rare with the pink, I feel like it's not cooked all the way, so it's not good for me. So it's like I just nuh-uh.
I get you.
Mm-hmm.
But I love it when it's tender. It's delicious. It's so.
You damn right, Christine.
Yes.
A1 sauce.
See, I'm not a huge A1.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I'm more of a barbecue sauce or ketchup. Jamaicans don't really do
Ketchup is not even in my fridge.
You don't do. Wait, hold on. You don't do ketchup?
Oh, I don't
sometimes, like on my fries, I might put some ketchup, but like, I just feel like even if a hot dog, I'm not gonna put ketchup on it. It's gonna be mustard.
I love
and relish.
you.
A hot dog with milk?
Hot dog with no ketchup. That's like blasphemy.
Shame me for not using condiments, okay? So I appreciate you.
You have one friend here, okay?
For real,
Thank
I
you.
prefer barbecue. Just give me a barbecue something, and then we're right.
Did you say hot dog without the ketchup?
Yeah, that's like blasphemy right there.
Right.
That's blasphemy.
Right.
Nobody wants that.
What
What type
about
of hot dogs are y'all eating that
With
tastes bad without anything?
without
All of them. Every hot dog.
Right. I just
The hot dogs y'all getting? I don't know.
You mean ketchup, mustard, relish, maybe some sauerkraut.
Maybe some onions. You feel me?
onions, grilled onions on there is
But
good.
grilled onions.
Yeah. Onions are.
Let me say, y'all about to make me hungry.
I know,
don't got no
I'm
food
hungry right now. This is probably the worst question I should ask right now because I'm hungry. What about you, Michael? What about you? What's your childhood least favorite?
Yeah, I'm gonna go asparagus. Like it tastes like wood, like wet wood. Like it's this. Yeah, I don't understand what's the appeal. I know it's healthy, so I'll try to force myself. And still to this day, I don't eat it. Like I'll try to force myself to eat it because I know it's healthy. But I'm just like eating it, like making a screw face. Like ugh.
You gotta get it with some butter and some garlic. It's good.
Just don't eat it.
That
If you gotta do all that, you might as well just eat the butter and garlic.
Well, no, you season stuff. You're not gonna be like, hey, I'm just gonna eat the seasoning, not the food. That's not how that works.
Yeah, that's how bad. You know.
Okay. All right. What about you, Chris?
Key, there's not nothing that I hated as a kid that I eat now. That's a fact. But my number one most hated food as a kid, I don't like vegetables and all that, but potato salad is my number one arch nemesis, and it still is.
Wait,
You can't
what?
tell me to eat it. I don't care whose it is.
What is potato salad?
Potato salad.
I had a
Yeah.
bad experience.
Who makes
Yeah.
potato salad?
I don't know.
They
It's
put
somebody in the house.
they put raisins in your
Raisins
potato
in it.
salad?
The idea of it is nonsense. I don't know why it exists in the first place. I don't know what country or where it came from, but I don't know why it exists. And I can't do it. Y'all can't pay me to have it. Yeah, so
Wow, they can't even pay you.
Wow.
So if a potato salad company was like, "Go ahead, hold this 1 meal real quick,"
Oh, you can pay
what
me.
you got for this bowl of potato salad? You ain't eating that bowl of potato salad
For $1 million, you wouldn't eat it.
I got to go to work. Like, no, the million is light.
I do it for
That's right.
$2. I don't need $1 million.
All right,
I eat it for free. Yeah,
I know. I'll eat it for free.
I eat it for free. I don't need $1 million.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
that's my answer. I'm sticking to it.
Goodness. What about you, Mark?
I gotta say squash. I just the texture. Nah,
Okay.
the
Sound
nasty.
nasty. I don't know.
Yeah, squash
is that
bad.
yellow thing? That yellow?
Yep.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Good answer.
Yep.
Good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
Yeah. Yeah. Outside of that, when I went to Memphis, chitlins. Fam up there.
I've
Yep.
I don't even know why that's a thing.
Yeah.
No,
I've
once
never
I got
had
big
that.
enough, once I got big enough, I RKO'd my grandma for trying to make me eat those.
He's like, watch out, watch out.
Suplex.
I don't know where.
He suplexed. Mama, I said no. Suplexed her.
I grew up in a Trinidadian household, so I've never had like chitlins and all that stuff. Like, yeah,
Nah.
West Indians in the house.
yeah. Roti and
Boop, 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 boop,
oxtails.
boop, boop.
Now, roti, oxtails, and all that stuff. That was my childhood.
I thought you were gonna
And-
say
and still,
oxtails
and still to this day.
Oh, thank God.
Oh no, no, no.
Jay, did you say yours?
No, don't judge me.
You will be judged.
I did not like chicken growing up. Now here's the thing.
You like
Oh,
Wait,
chicken?
It's not that I didn't
Wait a
like
minute,
chicken.
wait.
Hold on, wait a minute.
You say chicken.
Did he say
Okay,
chicken?
understand.
He said chicken, yeah.
I did. Okay, you hear me well? Let me get closer.
Yes.
It's not that I didn't like chicken. It's just I didn't like the fat and the skin and the veins and all the like sliminess of stuff. I would say now I've gotten better. Like, okay, when I go to Popeyes, I get a breast. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna get a thigh. I'll get 2 breasts. They're like, it costs extra, right? I'm like, yeah, but I want 2. Just give me the meat.
Okay.
As long
So you
as
like
it's,
you like the white meat versus
Don't
the dark
judge me.
meat?
Say it again.
You like the white meat versus the dark meat?
Straightforward.
Yeah, as long as it's not like super dry like the way I can.
Oh no, see, I'm sincere. Don't listen to these heathens, okay? These heathens, all right?
The judgment.
That's like the one piece nobody want. Like
The breast.
Like he said,
you
yo,
get a breast, they're like, I don't
And
want
that's
that.
why I come in. Give me the breast.
So that should be easier for them to
But
just give it to
I
you.
don't like slimy things. I just don't like slimy things.
he
Okay.
described chicken like it's an alien life form.
Right.
Like-
When you said veinies, I was like,
Yeah,
what
underneath
chicken?
this-
I'm like, damn.
You have like baked chicken, like the skin be all like.
I love baked chicken. This makes me hungry.
So for like Thanksgiving,
Yeah, I love baked chicken.
or like you don't like the dark meat at all.
Say it again.
That's it for like Thanksgiving, like for the turkey. Like, do you eat the white meat or you don't touch the dark meat?
Eat the dark meat. I'll get the white meat.
Listen, I'll take that chicken leg, okay?
Dang.
Or the turkey leg, the thighs, give
I'll
that
put
to
some
me.
gravy on it,
Okay, mine is liver. Mine is liver. I do not like liver.
I've never even had that.
I think I had it.
Yeah,
Why are you even getting that as a kid? Like, who's giving kids liver?
Jamaicans, okay, with the colonial meals or the colonizer meals, liver and onions.
Colonizer meals.
Yes, because British, they have liver and onions as a dish, and
Would they put that in your Halloween candy bowl and get some liver?
liver and
Fun
onions.
size.
Yeah, I remember whenever my mom would do it was one of those meals that when she cooked it, I felt like this was punishment, and I would be like pissed, like eating it angry, just sitting there mean face, eating this liver and onions, and decreeing when I get older, I've never bought it, I will never cook it, I'm never trying it again as an adult.
Oh man,
That was you learn some things about some people, okay. I know how to
Made
cook
it
out with all you guys. I can eat the asparagus. I'll have the potato salad, and I'll have the dark meat. Okay.
That's like when my mother That's like when my mother would make cow foot, and I was like, like
Cow foot?
just the thought of that. Yeah, cow foot.
what the hell you?
Cow
she would
foot,
just eat, like-
yeah. I've had cow foot before. Yeah. Because the thing that with West Indians is
think I
that
got
since they're off the
lost here.
island, they believe in sustainable living. So when you had an animal,
Yeah.
they cook every part of the animal, like oxtail.
Yeah,
they
that chicken feet, all that stuff. Yeah.
Luckily,
Yeah.
I didn't get
My
the
mom
chicken
ate,
feet.
like pork feet one time. Like she was just cutting it up.
Or spooning the eyes out of the fish. My grandmother used to do that ish, and I'd be like, okay, all right. Let's slow down now, Grandma. Okay, that's too Jamaican right there. That's where I draw the line. All right, I'm not eating these eyes. But what have you guys been watching lately? Outside of Loki and outside of Black Widow. Okay,
Okay.
Okay.
outside of those two.
Anime.
Dave.
Yeah, anime. I just got into 2 Year Eternity, and that's pretty. No spoilers, but yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty sad too. Like, basic premise is there's this godlike creature that sends an orb to Earth, and whenever a person or a thing dies around that orb, it takes on that form, and so it's basically just trying to learn to be more human. And then there's also some other supernatural elements that go into that. But it's pretty sad because you think about eternity. What's one of the curses of living forever? You outlive people.
Yeah.
So basically, don't get attached to any character. It's pretty much
Sounds like Game of Thrones. That's a Game of Thrones
Right.
warning.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That's funny. What about you, Mark? What are you watching?
I've been watching Startup on Netflix. And then Big Brother just started, so I'm big into that.
Okay.
Yeah, at the live streams on
Brother.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good season. It's already interesting already.
That's cool. Chris?
Yeah.
I watch all that thotty shit, so I've been watching like Sex Life, Too Hot to Handle, like all that basic shit. I don't got no shame though.
I actually want to see Sex Life.
It's fire. I started watching the other one with the plane that goes missing for 5 years. I watched like the pilot episode. Yeah, the Manifest joint.
Yeah.
I started that, and then
yeah.
Dave. I'm going through Dave, so that's kind of shit I'm on.
So did you see the episode, Chuck? Did you see that? Did you see that episode? Wait. So are you in the second season or first season?
Of Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on the second season, but I've only got through the first one so far. I'm
Okay.
Yeah.
In Korea, okay, got you. Yeah.
He just fucked up the Korea deal. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I got you.
That's a good show. I've only watched the first episode, but I do need to go back into that show. Jazz, what are you watching?
I'm watching what is it? Tokyo Revengers. As far as anime, Tokyo Revengers is very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
My Hero, of course, watching that.
Oh yeah, that just came back,
Of course.
Yeah, we just watched the Resident Evil series.
Oh,
Infinite Darkness.
that came out yesterday.
Oh yeah,
right?
I need to watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we watched that. How to Be a Tyrant. I was watching that earlier.
On Netflix, there's like a little documentary about the tyrants and stuff.
I'm just surprised how many like shows Netflix has out like about like, how serial killers get away with stuff, and like now they're like teaching you how to be a dictator. I'm like, what you want us
Like, this
to do?
is what you need to do
Like, what do we need to do? Like, what are you trying to say to us? 'Cause
Right.
I don't know.
They do have a couple things like that.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Jay?
So, I'm like So I like watch and work a lot. So sometimes I'm like listening. I only really watch when I'm eating. So like I'm like, all right, I have to watch this, especially if it comes to a movie. But I do like Good Girls, but it's can't get. I think it's canceled. So it's like that's it. I hate that when you fall in love with a show and they're like, it's ending now. You're like, oh well.
Does it at least get to complete, or is it one of those things that cancel?
No, I think it's going to end out this season, but then that's it's just not coming back.
Okay.
And then I like Lego Masters. That's really good. I like those type of like creative shows, and Lego Masters is probably my favorite so far, like with the art shows and things like that. And then I like Handmaid's Tale, which I kind of wish I didn't watch because it was traumatizing.
That's what I've heard.
That stuff was very.
And then I watched like when I first watched it was like season 2 or 3 in, so I watched them back to back, which was like the worst thing to do because it's a great like the cinematography is amazing, but then it was like I think I'm just gonna take a nap because a lot going on in there.
Oh. Yeah, when it came out, and when I was pregnant, my husband was like, "Babe, you cannot
It's
watch
too
the
much.
show. You cannot watch
too
the
much.
show." Because I cried. Black Panther, I was bawling at the end of Black Panther. So he's like, after that, he was like, "Okay, we gotta be careful about what you watch because
this one will get you. This one will get you crying."
Yeah,
but it's good. I watch it mostly for the cinematography. It's really amazing.
That's good. That's good. So there were some things that I sent out to you guys to like check out before we dive into Loki. One of the things was kind of dipping into gaming is the new Nintendo system trailer, the Nintendo OLED or Nintendo Switch OLED version. So I did want to get your thoughts on the system. I know it was kind of like a hot take on Twitter, which I was honestly kind of surprised. But at like the visceral upset that people had for it. But I want to get your guys' thoughts. I know I did see Jazz. I did see you tweet about it, kind of taking a stance for yourself. And so I want to hear Jazz, and then we'll reach out to everybody else about what your thoughts are on the trailer and what do you think of the new system? What are your thoughts?
See, this is where I think that I'm gonna be like the unpopular opinion because like. When they announced it as the OLED Switch. They didn't say this is the Switch Pro that everybody's thinking that they were gonna get. So this is like another thing, like with like Mephisto, like with the Marvel thing, and everybody's like, "Oh, Mephisto is coming." Yeah. And they've never said that. So it's like they're doing the same thing with Nintendo. Like Nintendo never said they're gonna bring this out. They never said they're gonna do all these things that people were anticipating. They never said it. So I never expected that to come out. So then when they did the OLED. I'm like, it works for me because even right now you can see like I always play my Switch handheld, so them having a bigger screen and like what is it like better something else like it is better for me that plays handheld. But if you just like dock it and you play it that way, it might not matter to you because you already get those features on the TV. But for me, I'm like it's good for me, so I'm gonna get it.
Okay. What about you, Mark? You're our resident tech, which, you know what? My bad. I did not have you guys introduce yourselves. Okay. So, Mark, go ahead and introduce yourself and talk about what you talk about on your channel, and then let me know what you think about the Nintendo Switch OLED.
So I do like tech reviews of anything. So, gaming consoles, cameras, phones, and stuff like that. So I just break things down, keep it simple, and do everything in the tech world. So, with the Switch, I think the biggest issue with that is people are relying too much on rumors. I think it's a consistent update. It was kind of what to expect, especially with the chip shortage. All these companies are having hard times like getting chips, getting them sourced out. So they can't, if they release a brand new Switch with brand new chips, it's going to be hard to get anyway. But I think the big thing about the Switch, man, it's really never been about the power. It's about the games, and the games themselves, they don't need that much power to run. So the fact that they got a better kickstand on this, which is one of the biggest issues I have, the first Switch, the bigger display, which is good. I think those are the things that are just like, I think from the next generation of the Switch, like we've seen with like the 3DS, 3DS XL and all those things is kind of right in line to what they're going to do. So I'm going to get it.
That's true. I didn't think about that they do have like the 3DS, then there was like the XL, they like, incremental increasing in quality on their systems.
Yeah, their sales are crazy. They're selling so much. Like, why are they going to like, they're on fire right now. So why are they going to like introduce something new and make it hard? Like, I think they got another year or two before we see the Pro or the next one.
Chris, what about you? Introduce yourself, talk about your channel for a second, and then let us know what you think about the Switch OLED.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Thanks for having me. I'm Chris Tate, representing Tate's Take. My channel is just movie and TV reviews. I give you a little background, let you know my opinion on shit. And I'm not a gamer, but I'm more like a phone guy as far as the tech world goes. So I kind of see this as like a S, like when the iPhone released like a 6S or a 7. You know. It's just like people are expecting like, you know, I was reading the comments on the trailer and it's like, this is not what we asked for, and it's like, well, this is fucking what you get, and it seems like a good upgrade. And you know, to Jazz's point, like if you are using it on a handheld, like an OLED screen is what everyone's using on their flat screen. So like you get like the better colors, better blacks, and all that kind of stuff. So if you are using a handheld, I'm sure it's a good upgrade. Or if you don't have a Switch, this is a good Switch to get. I'm sure maybe if you have a Switch, maybe everyone's not going to upgrade to that because they might not see the value in it. But you know, I think it's cool. But you know, like I think it's like it is like a Mephisto thing. It's like just because you ask for it, don't mean Nintendo really in the comments like that. So I guess that's my take on it from the outside looking in. Y'all can tell me.
That's good. I think that's a good, a fair perspective, and that kind of falls in line with what Jazz and Mark were kind of saying about it too. But Michael, what's your take? And introduce yourself, talk about your channel, and then.
Hello everyone. I'm Michael, Black Gay Comic Geek. I'm black. I'm gay. I like comics. So on my channel, I talk about movies, video games, TV shows, comics. I always say if it has blood, sex, gore, and magic, I'm interested. I'm talking about it, and always. Specifically on my channel, I always focus on black and queer representation and always rant about the lack thereof. So that's basically the focus, especially when it comes to sci-fi fantasy properties. So that's what I talk about. So as far as Nintendo, I'm more of a PlayStation 5 or PlayStation person. So like I have a Switch, but I only got it to play Pokemon, then I beat it and I haven't touched it. So so in terms of like the interest of the OLED, I was just like, oh, this is nice. I was just like, this is a nice commercial. I'm glad to see some black people in it. But other than that, like in terms of like the interest, I was just like, all right, whatever. I'm not gonna get it. Like, so.
That's good. That's funny.
But yeah, that's pretty. Yeah.
That's cool. Jay, what about you? Go ahead and introduce your channel and then give us your thoughts.
Oh, your cam is off, I think, or something like that. I didn't know if you knew or not.
Can you see me?
Me personally, I can't see. I don't know if everybody else can.
I can see.
Y'all can see him? Okay,
Yeah.
I can see him. Now I can see him.
Okay.
I don't know. I can see him.
Okay. Sorry, you guys.
No, it's fine.
Technical difficult.
That's
Yes, my
that's how
name
life
is Jay Cutt. The whole life. Jay Cutt Productions is my YouTube channel, my Instagram as well, and I'm an artist. I have been drawing my whole life, and then I finally made the decision to go full-time freelance, which was a roller coaster. Still is, but it's a better roller coaster now. But in the beginning, and so now that's my life. You know, I create for people's logos and designs and things like that. And on my channel, it's mostly art breakdowns and speed drawings and animations. And then my bro at Night, he does like the music. So I like to stick in the movie, game, cartoon realm. So I'll redesign a lot of these pictures back here. I'll like do my version of it, like I have the version of The Wiz. So then he did a remix, and then we did a breakdown. But it was something really special. I just launched a Kickstarter yesterday, and I have a coloring book, you guys.
Well, bring closer.
That's
closer.
available.
Oh, yeah, bring it closer.
Cool. Bring it closer. Yeah, bring it closer.
Yeah.
I have a coloring book, and it's called the Art of Jay Cutt Coloring Book. And literally, let me do it this way. And it's just a bunch of like different pieces of art that you might have seen on my Instagram that you can color for $20.
Pretty dope.
Okay,
Pretty dope.
you can get a big mark.
Cool,
and,
that's cool. That's cool.
That's dope.
all those things in the digital version for Photoshop, Procreate, and all those things. And it's a Kickstarter, so I got 30 days. So help me out. You can find it.
Go to the stream
link.
and put your link in
in the chat. Yeah.
On YouTube.
Yeah, because I
Or
think
here.
you're.
Okay.
I think you're a mod on there, so you could put your link in the chat there.
Okay, let me go there. And then yes, it ends in 30 days, and we have an early bird special for 2 weeks where you get all those things just for $20. So yeah, help me out. Yeah. But I'm putting it here on the chat.
No worries. While you're putting the link in, what are your thoughts on the Nintendo Switch OLED?
Yeah, so and I just put it there. I'm not a gamer, or I'm like vicariously a gamer because I'm a gamer by watching. Like I watch people play more, watch and listen. So like I watch you guys, and I like watching people on The Sims because I love interior design. So The Sims is like the closest gameplay to interior design for me. So I like to watch that. But when I saw it, it reminded me a lot of the PSP. Like like if you first glance, it looked like the PSP, the old school one. And then, but I do like the fact that like Switch with Nintendo in general, like I like that they kind of stuck with the small package. Like since the GameCube is like we're gonna keep things small, like the little small discs, and I always like that concept. I'm always like how are you guys getting all that inside this small little little thing? So, but yeah, that's how much that's kind of what I felt about it.
Jay, also type something else in the chat so I can make you a mod again, because for some reason it didn't show up at all.
Oh, okay.
And then after it says your mod, then go ahead and post the link.
Okay.
And then Dwayne, what's your thoughts, boo?
Oh yeah, man, it's like okay, I understand Nintendo loves doing their own thing, and as they have the right to, because in the handheld space, what they made with the Switch was very, very innovative, being able to go on the monitor and being able to take it with you. But you also have to look at your competition as well, because right now, like, you're able to play, high quality games with your phone. Xbox has, cloud gaming cloud, and then and then PlayStation has their PlayStation Remote Play. And basically, I'm able to play, because I have have iPhone 12, Pro Max, whatever. And it has an OLED screen, and I'm basically getting the same thing. So why would I pay for it, if I already have it on my phone, right? If I have it on my,
It was like
so
$350.
Yes, at $350 too. So it's like the price is kind of like it's not as expensive as an Xbox or whatever, but still like it is that good price range. But it's like I don't think it's really worth it that much, honestly. People wanted, like you said, like the Mephisto reference, Jeff. People wanted to see an upgrade because that's what they need to catch up with the rest of the guys. The rest of the guys on 4K 60 frames per second. People have been talking about Nintendo's frames per second for years now. All right, you gotta, I know you guys have to hear what your people are saying, and like I always say, like the customer is almost always right. Like, because like you guys gotta, your comp is getting better and better. You guys have to also get better with that too. And why not? I know that like you said, the chip shortage is prevalent because Tesla is going through that too, and all these other companies going through that too. But still, like at least you say like, yeah, we're working on it, but hold this. Like that's what I'm saying. Like some companies should be, we hear what you're saying.
I agree with that.
Yeah, we hear what you're saying. But we had this in the cut, and this is just a quick upgrade. We got you. So anybody that wanna, I just feel like companies should be a little more talkative. You know what I'm saying? Like at least be like, oh, I'm sorry that you guys feel this way. We already had this in the pipe burner, and this is what we got for now. Stay updated. Stay tuned.
Because no one would buy it. They gotta make money. Like no one's gonna buy shit. They're like,
I know,
hey,
but
we wanted to make this, but there's some real shit coming in a second. Just hold on. Like no one will buy that shit.
The sales are up,
I get it. I get it, but they gonna sell regardless.
Yeah, Nintendo always sells, I think.
So why not throw up extra bone and be courteous and be like, all right, we hear what you're saying, guys. Like you don't even have to be like, you can still put it out there, but you can at least be like, we hear what you're saying, guys. Thank you for your support. And then that's it. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do, because it's gonna sell regardless. At least you can be like, we hear the backlash that y'all talking about, because I'd rather have a happy mob than an angry mob. I'm just saying.
If they said we hear what y'all saying, y'all be like, all right, nigga, then act on it. Like y'all wouldn't care that they said.
It takes time.
Why are we getting this?
We still wait. You know what I'm saying? Wait.
Everybody would still be tight.
Because it's coming out.
If they still tight buying it still without me saying nothing, at least I can curve a little bit of that. You know what I'm saying?
Will they still buy it if you say something though? You know what I mean? Like that's
it's really up to the consumer.
Like it's probably better to just say nothing.
I don't know. I'm the type of person. If I was a company, I'm saying as much as I can. I'm not gonna keep everybody in the dark unless it's some top secret project that I know gonna be fired. Other than that, I'm gonna say something. Like it ain't gonna hurt me, and then they can't be mad at me for communicating.
Oh, they'll be mad no matter what.
It is what it is.
They'll be
They'll
mad
be
no
mad
matter
no
what.
matter what.
They'll
So
be
I might as
mad.
well
Yeah.
curb a little bit of y'all.
People always find a reason to be mad at
Right,
something.
right.
Yeah.
They're like,
I know,
he
that's
said
what
too much.
I'ma curb
He
some
said
of
too
that.
much. Go to Twitter. He
Right.
said too much.
I'm gonna divide the community.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do. They're gonna, at least not everybody gonna be on one side, like, yeah, get him, pitchfork. They're gonna be like, no, please, don't hurt him. And then I'm that's what we're gonna say.
You'll be protected. No,
Right.
yeah, for me, so I'm kind of in the middle of where both sides are in this, although no one is as pissed as like Twitter was, right? In this call, I mean, none of us are as angry as they were. For me,
It's not that serious either.
right?
Get it or don't.
Like it,
Like,
and since I already
Yeah,
have a
don't get
Switch, I play it docked. So for me, it wouldn't make a difference either way. On my experience, if I didn't have a Switch, I would buy the Switch. It looks sleek. I think I like the design. I like the white and black. I'm here for it. The bigger screen, I'm definitely here for that. The only thing is, since I have a Switch, I'm not gonna spend $350 on a new one right in a few months. I mean, if this one, God forbid,
Yeah.
breaks down, watch this one break down. Watch this
Watch
one
the
break down.
Nintendo flip a Switch.
Yeah, like update, and then dude, it's like the iPhone thing that they proved was a real thing. You know,
Yep. Yep.
it's gonna break down, and then I'll end up buying it. But outside of that, I'm not gonna be purchasing it. But if I didn't have one, I would buy it. But yeah, one thing I do wish that they were like my, bid in the bin would be, the stick drift. Can we at least communicate about that? I would like a, hey, we hear you about the stick drift, and we are going to take these steps and these things to, because if you spend $350 for stick drift, that's a hot mess.
Every console has a problem with stick drift except for Xbox, because that has been the only console that I've played where I haven't had stick drift.
Do you think it's the
Bruh.
design, like how it's wider, it's a little thicker,
Yeah.
it's a little
Yeah.
chunkier? You think that's
Yeah.
So the thickness is making it.
the thickness
The-
makes it
the
sturdy. It's not
thickness is making it sturdy,
drifted.
honky
Yes,
thing.
yes,
The
that's what
thicker.
I heard. I have a good low weight.
Yeah.
When you
Wait, hold on. Let me ask everybody: has anybody had a stick drift Xbox controller? Like, I don't know if everybody did play it. I haven't really heard of a stick drift on Xbox controllers. Like,
No, I haven't had one.
yeah.
I'll give Xbox. I'm a little stingy on giving Xbox props, but
Okay, credit.
I'll give them credit for that. I'll also give them credit for the All for One ad. Okay, that All for One ad
yeah.
that they had on Twitter was amazing. It took me back, to
Yeah.
a group that I, thought didn't exist anymore. I was like, what they doing now? Okay, what they doing now? But yes, I miss him.
That I was like, I'm like,
I
okay.
can't. Yeah, I can't copyright. But yes. The moving on. I told you guys, or I said, Des. Shout out to Des. She emailed you guys the stuff while I was doing things. Des. So shout out to you. She emailed you guys about the Encanto trailer. Did you guys get a chance to see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I do want to get your thoughts on it, but the main reason because there's a lot of, Pixar CG animated movies that are out now, right? So I do want to get your thoughts on the trailer and if you're planning to see it, but I do also want to know what your favorite CG, 3D animated Pixar, that realm, what is your favorite one that's, ever existed?
Hard.
That is a hard one because I don't even think I got an answer, and I'm asking the question. But let me see. Anybody got everybody's got their thinking faces on.
Yeah, if it don't have to be Disney Pixar, I'm gonna go with Shrek, number
Shrek is a
one.
good one.
But if it has to be, then I'll go Incredibles.
It could be. It doesn't have to be Disney
Not
Pixar,
Shrek.
but that
Yeah.
Shrek is a good one. Shrek is a good one. But
Shrek is life.
But yeah, that Shrek is
I'm
Love,
like,
Shrek is
that's-
Life video, that effed me up. I'm not gonna lie. Every time I see Shrek now, all I think of is Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life. So thank you, YouTube, for that. But Shrek was that was a big one. It's quotable. Donkey is my favorite from that.
Right, Eddie back from the dead.
Yeah.
Eddie.
What about you, Dwayne
I was
or Michael? Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say for me because I'm looking at my DVD shelf. I'm like, which one is? I would say the obvious one would be the Toy Story trilogy.
Yeah.
I love all of them. But then also another one that I always go back to that like it gets me in the feels is Meet the Robinsons. I don't know if you ever seen.
Oh, that one's a
Meet the
good
Robinsons.
one. Oh,
Wow.
I'm a big
I
head.
love that.
I love
the movie.
I love that movie. It's so. I feel like it's so underrated, but I love that movie.
Nobody talks
Yeah.
about it.
Nobody
No
talks
one
about that.
does.
They really don't.
I
Yeah.
totally
It is
forgot about it.
underrated. It's really
Yeah,
good.
It is.
I gotta watch
It
that.
is. It's a good one. I
Good time
remember
travel movie.
the Jonas Brothers came out with that song, and that I was a huge fan of the song and Jonas Brothers. Okay, we ain't talking about me. Somebody else. Dwayne, go ahead.
I enjoy Soul. Soul was like really great for me. Like I really,
Beautiful.
yeah. Soul was like, it was Incredibles. Like Incredibles was right there, but then Soul kind of took it from me with that barbershop scene.
That
I
barbershop
was like,
scene is
yeah.
everything. I'm
That
not gonna
barbershop
lie.
scene was lit. I was like, oh man, this you can't beat. And then the hair
That hit me
textures, everything.
too.
Then the whole
Textures.
thing about life and stuff. It was just dope. I was just like, man, this
Hitting
is
you
just
on
dope.
all sides, it sounds like.
Yeah, it did. It really did, bro.
What about you, Mark?
Yeah, I was going back and forth between Toy Story and The Incredibles, but I don't know. I gotta go with Toy Story. That's the classic. That's the standard.
Classic.
That's the one that I can't go away from that. So I'm gonna go with that one. But the trailer of this new one, I just saw it when y'all sent the link over today. It looks cool. It looks like a cool concept. Yeah, the visuals on it look sweet. So yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
I'm excited. The one thing I thought of when I saw it, because I love that it is very diverse, right? The trailer is very diverse.
Yeah.
And
Thank
I feel
God.
like everybody that was upset with Lynn about In the Heights, he should have said, hold on, just wait. There's more
Gotta keep
diversity
going.
in this one. Yeah. Everybody was really
That's
upset.
literally what I was thinking when I saw the trailer. I was like, oh, they got Afro Latino people in here.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
He should have said, just wait. Just give me a
He said,
second.
just wait on it. Hold up.
Just wait. What about you, Jay?
Well, I was gonna say Incredibles, and I'm still gonna say Incredibles. I would say maybe Incredibles 2 because we were waiting and waiting 55 years, and then they brought the movie out, and I went and saw it 80 times in the movie theater. I would say my second one would be Inside Out because I think that was just.
I still haven't
really,
seen
really
that
good.
one.
It was a little dramatic.
haven't
for
seen
her.
it.
That's a heavy
Oh, you
movie.
gotta
That movie ain't for
Yeah,
kids.
heavy.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy. There's a lot of dramaticness going on for something so small, but it's really good. It's really good. But Incredibles, I think I just loved the concept of a family of superheroes. That's just like you can't get any better than that. So I love that. When it comes to this trailer, I'm kind of excited about it because it kind of feels a little old school Disney in the sense of like music and dancing and magic. I feel like the magic of Disney has kind of disappeared a little bit in some way, and then the fireworks is over, y'all. It's over. And then the music, bringing the music back. You know what I mean?
That's funny. Yeah,
You know
the
what I mean?
fireworks go
So
out when
that's
they're
what I'm
done.
excited
They'll run those things
over.
for days. They'll run those
September.
things for days.
Oh, that just reminded me. I'm like, how did I forget about this? Another one I love, Moana. Like that's like my top.
That was gonna be mine. Mine is Moana. My number one is Moana,
Nice.
and then my number two is Finding Nemo. Oh, but they could be interswitched for me.
Finding Nemo. Yeah.
Jazz, what about you?
I was gonna say Incredibles, but I don't want to say that
Because everybody said it.
Everybody
Yeah,
Incredibles was
but,
dope.
It's the best because we all
next-
want to be Incredibles.
right. And next to that, I would say Wreck-It Ralph because
That one is
Wreck-It
such a
Ralph.
good one.
Wreck-It
There's
Ralph.
just so
And-
many elements in that like brought me back to my childhood and it's like as many times you watch it back, you see a new character, like a new video game character somewhere in the background that you
Yeah.
didn't notice the first time. So it was just cool to me.
And the second one was a dope
I haven't seen
idea
the
too
second
with the
one.
internet. Yeah, it's a good
The
one.
second one's pretty good.
Yeah.
The second one's
Yeah.
good too.
It's pretty good. It's definitely a cool. They kind of wrap in the whole being a social media influencer thing. And if you don't get too wrapped up in the details and how is this video game character on YouTube, it's passable. It's pretty
Yeah.
good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. But yeah, mine would be Moana was my first one. I think the water alone was just gorgeous. It was so gorgeous. And then the story was great. Oh, I see Spider-Verse. But does Spider-Verse count? Into the Spider-Verse?
No.
Okay.
No,
It's
but
good.
yeah,
It's
somebody
good.
brought that up,
It's
but
very
yeah,
good.
that was
But it don't
that
count.
was underrated.
Because it's like
Yeah.
it's 2D, right? Or is it like?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. Because that would be my 2D. Spider-Verse would be my 2D.
Oh,
That-
Spider-Verse.
yeah.
Oh.
I want a shirt saying "This is my Spider-Man," and I want it to be that Miles because that story
Yes.
was everything.
And that and Osmosis Jones got me.
Hey, Osmosis Jones.
Osmosis Jones. I can never
Yeah.
forget. Whenever I see Bill Murray, I think like a pimple's gonna pop and
That
bust. How it busts
pimple.
on the chick's lip. I was like,
Every
what?
time.
What? Whenever I see him, I'm like, oh, that pimple's gonna bust, and whoever's in front of you is going on their lip. I'm like, that is not fun.
Oh my god.
Osmosis Jones could have beat COVID by himself. That's a fact.
Oh man. Facts.
He could have.
That's how I found out what a hypothalamus was because of that movie.
That shit was med school for the hood.
Yeah.
And they had a little show too. The show was fire too. The show was
They had a
fire.
show?
They had a show, yeah.
They had a show.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
on
I know that.
WB. They had a y'all didn't know they had a show?
No.
That show
That's
was
old.
fire.
You
Y'all
brought it
listen
back,
out. Y'all listen out. The show is fire.
I gotta look who produced Osmosis Jones because you don't really.
I used to watch it on Kids WB when they was doing their little block, and that's what I would watch Osmosis Jones, and it's dope. Y'all should definitely go
Warner
back
Brothers.
and look at those
Warner
episodes.
Brothers.
Yep.
So should it then well, I mean it depends on how they feel about the property. Then it hopefully will pop up on HBO Max.
Yeah, HBO Max. Yeah.
If that's the case.
Yeah. Probably.
So going on to trailers, we talked again on the list was What If, the Marvel What If trailer, which was it was pretty dope.
Cry right
I
now.
was about to say, what you about to say, Christine? You
No,
was like
no.
pretty bad. I was about to say,
No, not bad. No, like
She's about to say that. She's about to say pretty bad.
No. It's like
Right.
it's emotional, but it's also like cool. And then it's like, what? You know, the very beginning,
Yeah.
I was like, what? And then as we go through it, but I do want to ask your guys' thoughts on the trailer. And then, what are you excited to see? In this because it's a series, right? Or it's a movie with series, right?
it's a series. Yes,
Yeah,
it's Disney
10
Plus.
episodes.
Let me look at how many
10
episodes.
episodes.
10? Okay.
10.
All right.
I think it's 10.
All right. I was
But
about.
I don't
to
know
say
how long
6.
they are.
You know what? I'm not gonna look it up. I don't want to be upset.
5 minutes. Let me stop.
5 minutes.
Yeah,
20-minute credits.
20 minutes.
Yeah, you know the MCU love long ass credits.
They
Yeah,
do.
bro. I'm glad they took that out of Loki, man.
They
Phew.
do. There was some show I was watching. I think it was Showtime. I was watching Flatbush Misdemeanors, and their credits just like doop 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 doop, and it's done. I was like, Disney, why can't you do this?
The fact. I was like, ooh.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. But yes, we'll start with you, Dwayne. What are your thoughts on the trailer, and what are you excited to see?
Everybody loves a what if story. Like, what if this happens, or what if that's like a knock out the park. Disney knew what they was doing when they came out with the what if. I enjoyed the first scene with Tony Stark and his from the Iron Man 1, and he like, I love peace. And then here comes Killmonger out of nowhere. I was like, what? It felt like a wrestling move. I'm like, what? He just picked up the and just threw it. I'm like, what the? So I love Wakanda. I love Tony Stark. Put them together. That's gonna be an interesting, fun story of what if. That's just so smart. I was blown away. That really blew my mind. I'm like, who thought of this? I would never put two and two. Killmonger and Tony Stark together is just crazy. But that's it. I'm excited for that story alone, just to see what happened. And then I think will he become king? Is he king? I don't know. I want to know.
You have a lot of
more.
questions. Yeah, I got you. Jay, what about you?
First of all, it is exciting because it reminded me of something that never happened that really upset me as a childhood. I don't know if you remember when Lilo and Stitch first came out and they were doing these funny like trailers before the movie came out where Stitch would go into different Disney movies and kind of mess them up. And I was I thought that's what the movie was about because there was no real trailer. Those were teaser trailers. And then the movie came out. Don't get me wrong. I love Lilo and Stitch, but I was like, this is not what I signed up for. Like, I want a what if, right? Like, can you imagine this Stitch character going through all the different Disney movies? So that's what I thought. So to see this have that same type of like energy of like different like a mix of characters that we know so well, and then seeing what that story would be like. Very, very exciting. And the style looks great. Like the colors and this, it looks like a live color book, a comic book. It looks really good.
Color
I'm
book,
excited.
plug Kickstarter link in the chat.
Oh, shit,
That was
damn.
actually
Michael, what about you?
I love a good Elseworlds what if story, so it got me excited. I love the animation style and everything like that. The only thing that got me a little confused is I thought they made it a point to say with the what if story that all the voice actors or all the actors that we know from the movies will be coming back to voice the character. So it kind of threw me off guard when I heard like Tony Stark talking and it wasn't Robert Downey Jr. or Vision talking and it wasn't Paul Bettany. I was like, what's going on with that? But like in terms of the story, like I'm hot. Like, yeah, I want to know what's going on with the Killmonger and Tony Stark thing. I feel like Killmonger wouldn't want to save Tony Stark, but I'm like, I don't know what's going. But the story I really want to know is like, I want to know how the hell Yondu just rolled up in Wakanda and took T'Challa. Like, how did he? First of all, how did he find Wakanda? And you mean to tell me the Wakanda just let them take the prince? They didn't start like an intergalactic empire Wakanda, for reference to the comics, to go after their prince. Like that's the story I want to know.
I wonder if that's
I'm
how
excited
they
to see like a Black Star Lord.
I was gonna say, I
What'd
wonder if
you
that's
say?
how they do it, because I know about I know a little bit about the intergalactic Wakanda thing, which I'm excited if they ever bring that to the screen. But I wonder if that's kind of how they make it as the catalyst, like he was taken, and that's why they created it versus how it is in the comic books.
Yeah, maybe. And I'm also wondering, like, does this actually, even though it's animated, does this connect? Like, once Loki ends, we don't know how next week's episode is going to end, but like, does this create like the does it connect to the MCU with like Spider-Man and what's it? No Way Home, Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm wondering. Or is it just its own? It's just its own thing.
That's the question
But
I was
I'm-
going to
but I'm
ask if it's
excited.
canon. Mark, what about you?
Practically everything y'all already said already. So yeah, I'm I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I just watched that trailer for the first time, so it looks cool. Like I'm interested to see if like all the episodes are connected or they're gonna be like their own like individual thing.
Story.
Yeah, whether or not it comes together at the end or something in some big fight or whatever. So yeah, we'll see.
Chris?
Yeah, same. After watching Falcon, I kept thinking like, damn, like I wish they did a show like that explained, like showed the blip like in the 5 years. So that like this what if is like I know it's not the blip, but I'm like, oh, it's like another remix. So I was hyped to see it, and I'm looking forward to it. So it should be cool.
Okay. Jazz?
Forward to it, of course. But my only thing with the creators, because I just want to ask them a question: what do they have against Division? Because it seems like his stone is getting ripped out his head yet again, and not by Thanos. Like it just seems like he's just getting dogged again. So I'm just trying to figure out.
no love.
Where's
He
his
had throw a
stone?
headband on.
Like it
There's
looks like
LeBron headband.
And they
Throw that LeBron had that thing up here.
He already died twice. He died from Scarlet.
80
then
times.
Don't you
brought
come
back,
from LeBron's hairline.
then get it ripped out his head. So that's twice. Then the thing with the WandaVision show. Now he's back in What If, and now he's getting it ripped out again. Like what is with Vision? I don't like.
And was I mistaken? It sounded like he had an
No,
American
that-
accent. It didn't sound like he was British at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, yeah, it wasn't Paul Bettany at all. Like, I
It
don't.
wasn't Paul. Yeah, it wasn't.
yeah, it was somebody else.
I was like, wait, who's that? I was like, why does he look like Vision? Who's this guy? That doesn't sound like Vision. One thing I do want to ask you guys, like, what is a what if you'd like to see? Because everybody was saying how they like Killmonger and Tony Stark, and then I am interested in seeing Black Panther and Yondu, like T'Challa and Yondu. I'm excited to see that kind of dynamic. But what would be a storyline like what if that you would like to see?
Know what I want to see? I mean, no, never mind.
No.
You didn't see the movie. No, you didn't see the movie. You didn't
Okay,
see
yeah,
it.
no, don't say that. Don't,
yeah,
no,
okay,
no
yeah,
Black
yeah.
Widow spoilers.
Never mind.
What if that I want to see that should have been canon is what if Hawkeye died instead of Natasha?
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
I
good one.
agree.
I would have preferred that storyline.
Yes.
Mhm.
Same, because I would want her to have a show. I would want her to have a show, or like a movie series.
Yeah.
Not just the
Yeah.
one after she died. It's
Mhm.
That's annoying. But yeah, I agree. I'd rather that switch up. What about you guys?
I would say, what if Terrence Howard, War Machine versus Don Cheadles?
Wow. Would they be that meta? Would they be that meta? It'd be like,
No, that'd just be for us.
That'd be for us, for the culture.
TVA coming after them. Those are variants.
Right.
That's true. That's true.
Eric
What is
Howard
great?
gonna be like I'm War Machine, man.
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
With this,
Come on,
with this
come on,
cornrows,
Tony.
with this
Come on, man.
blonde
Let's go.
cornrows. That would be hilarious. What's he doing now? What's he doing now? He chilling?
Chilling. Probably just chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah, Terrence.
Yeah, he's chilling. He's at the crib.
What about you, Chris?
I mean, a lot of what ifs in the show are going to be crazy, but like unrealistic what if? What if fucking Tony Stark had to run into Bruce Wayne? Like what was that energy? What would that energy be like?
Oh,
Like,
man.
like, would they hate each other? Would they love each other? Like, what would that look like? Could they exist in the same world? That kind of shit.
I think Bruce would hate Tony. He's so cocky. Tony is so cocky that I think that
He
Bruce
ain't
would
not
be
cocky
annoyed.
though.
What'd you say?
Bruce is not cocky. He's not
Yeah, like I
as
said,
cocky.
yeah.
I think they'll get together. They'll get along together.
They probably
Yeah, I
have
think that'd be
wildest
cool.
parties.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wildest part.
Chris said it like he was like, "Where's my invitation?" Like they have the
Right.
wildest parties. Where's my invitation, bruh? Alfred, poor Alfred. If both of them were living in a house together, I'd be like, #save Alfred. He'd need some saving. He would need.
Because Alfred would be like, "Yo, like, oh, your butler is a machine. Like, can I just get one of those instead?" Like,
Oh, poor Alfred. I'll hire you. Probably couldn't afford him after that. This is not a mansion at all. Jay, what about you?
I don't know if I have like an actual what if, but it would be nice if they could just slip in the X-Men somewhere in here. I don't know if they can do that, but
Yeah,
that would be dope.
I know they said that they weren't going to do anything X-Men soon, but did Kevin give like a timeline, like, hey, X amount of years or after X amount of films?
I don't know.
We gotta replace
No,
Wolverine.
no.
And who's gonna do that?
Yeah, I don't
The
know.
only thing they announced was Fantastic Four.
Which we getting something there. I was hoping that WandaVision would be a way that they could kind of, and they still kind of can, because the DNA was, affected within the bubble and her expanding and decreasing and it disappearing. Maybe, their children's of these people could be mutants. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
Oh,
Crispy McChicken.
This name, the Crispy McChicken in the chat gave a good one. What if the other half got snapped during
that's good.
Endgame?
Oh, true.
yeah.
That's good.
True. Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How's it going?
I wonder
How's
how
it
the
going?
world would it be. We probably wouldn't have had the Flag Smashers, because they.
Thank God.
No
yeah.
time travel.
Thank God.
Yes.
Carly Morgenthau, she wouldn't have orchestrated. She would have been snapped.
Good.
That's true. So the Rock. I was gonna say the Dwayne, but I was like, no, the Rock.
Okay.
I'm mad you answered. Like,
There's
okay,
only one
Okay.
Dwayne,
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Dwayne King.
Yes. He posted a photo of him as Black Adam, but a shirtless Black Adam, a very beautifully sculpted Black Adam. As the guy was, painting the white dots so they could track him. And for those here, I'm going to put the link in the chat for you guys if you haven't seen this beautiful picture of The Rock. He posted this a day ago. And he was talking about how he's about to start shooting another scene for the movie. And it goes into detail about the things that they're doing for this film, like how they have the dots to catch his muscle fibers, intensely activating and moving while Black Adam is raging to seek and destroy his enemies. My question that I want to ask you guys, because Marvel versus DC cinematically, MCU, DCEU, right? We can agree that MCU has been killing it, right? They have produced more, they've done more, and in the grand scheme of things, they've had way more wins than losses. DCEU, not so much. So the average isn't great. They haven't produced as many movies. they've been working on some things. So obviously MCU's in the lead, but with Black Adam and kind of learning about the stuff in the post that he was talking about and the care and stuff that they're taking into this movie, for you, does that make you feel like this film that you think is going to be successful? Because I know The Rock's name kind of carries, some people would be like, oh, The Rock, yes, I love it. And they're like, oh, The Rock, they kind of treat it kind of like Vin Diesel. You know, some people kind of.
Successful or good?
Those are two different questions. Fast and Furious is.
I don't think The Rock is making anything in any superhero form that's not going to be successful. Whether it will be good, I think, is another question.
Do you think because of this care that it's going to be good for you, that you're going to watch this and you're going to be like, okay?
I think I'll watch this and be like, okay, this is good, like as good as DCEU has been, which is okay, it's fine. Like it's like their best DCEU has never gotten to the Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises. It's never gotten to the Joker by itself. So like they've yet to show me like the best movies they have, in my opinion, Aquaman and Wonder Woman Part 1. Those movies are Shazam is really good. Those movies are just like they're just okay, like those are good movies for them. It's just like they never got back to like their elite level of the Batmans that we love from Nolan.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We can't count the Nolan verse. The Nolan verse can't be counted.
Right, which is bad for them.
Right. So do you think for this movie that it would be on par with the best that you were talking about for Aquaman and Wonder Woman, the first one,
for sure.
Or better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, probably better.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, The Rock seems to be taking it seriously. I mean, he's been talking about this for a while. He said he knows like trying to bring something that's good and deliver. And I think the character itself makes it for it can't be cookie cutter, right? Like he's he's raw. He's going to be destroying things. He's the anti-hero, as he says. So I think that alone is going to be make it a little bit more adult. So I think they can probably play around with it a little bit more.
I hope so. And I will say that DCEU, that's one thing that they definitely have done better than Marvel, because MCU and Disney and all of that, there's a lot of death with no blood that happens in the MCU versus DC. We were talking about the shows last week and how visceral those things are. And I agree. It's probably going to be more adult, more gritty.
Yeah, that is the one thing I will say about DC that DC has over Marvel, and I wish they would lean more into it, because really the DCEU should have been the MCU long before the MCU, because they've always had the rights to all of their characters. And then also in terms of like the zeitgeist of society, like they have the bigger characters, Superman, Batman, they've been around for longer, The Flash, Justice League, but instead they're like announcing like stupid movies. But in terms of like the care and things like that they're taking with this movie, like sure, and like more than likely the CGI aspect might be good, but like in terms of like the scripting and everything like that, the building of the movie, it's still the same people behind the scenes, like Walter Hamada and everything like that, and they've proven. We've seen all the movies that they've done, so I'm not that excited about it. The only thing that gets me excited, well, first of all, I wanted to say, I was like, when I saw that picture, I was like, can I be one of those dots that's on the Rock's
Can I
body?
be the one putting the dots on him?
Jesus.
Can I put the dots on? I come with my own steps. I said this before, The Rock. Hire me.
I'm like, let me be a PA on set. But yeah, I was like, okay, but like, yeah, I think Shazam is the best DC movie that they had, and even that, I was like, it was cute, but it wasn't like, it didn't have me hyped like a Winter Soldier or Civil War or Infinity War or anything like that. But so I mean, I'll check it out, but in terms of like my hype level or my excitement level, I'm just like, whatever. It's comics, it's, I'm interested, but whatever. Like DC has yet to prove to me, especially even with like Wonder Woman 1984, they have yet to prove to me that they can be consistent with their movies outside of like the animated movies, because like Batman Long Halloween, that was fire.
Who's doing that? Like, I do feel like, because I agree.
The people from the animated,
right, to do this,
like,
write the stories, write the scripts.
The best. I'm telling you guys right now, the best. Y'all gonna. This is gonna be the start of DCEU's, renaissance when they do the Flashpoint movie, because the Flashpoint animated movie is so heat now. Like, if you haven't watched it, you need to go watch it, and that's basically gonna reset the whole timeline. But that Flashpoint movie is so fire, bro. It is so fire.
I
And
doubt
hope
they're
they
gonna
take
do
that
that.
time.
I doubt.
I hope. I swear to God, if they messed up that movie, oh my God, bro.
Because they're still doing it, right? That Flashpoint is what they're doing.
Yeah,
with...
they're still doing
Still
it.
doing it, yeah. I have a feeling it's not going to be
I don't think
what like the animated
because
Flashpoint
the animated
movie was.
one was so
I don't think it's going to be
fire.
close. Yeah, I don't even think it's going to be close
No.
to what. Yeah.
That hurt my heart. That hurt my heart. That's it's not the same.
That also like being that this is the first movie out the first Flash movie out the gate. I feel like for the Flash, that's like his Infinity War. So you're already doing Flashpoint as the first movie. Like, why should I care about Barry Allen going to the past to get his mother and all that? Like, I don't even know his mother, so I don't really care.
You are
I don't know.
100%
I don't know
right
the
because that you're right. You're right.
Yeah, that is like why not? Because I get you don't have to do an origin story, but there should be a story in between to make us care. Because honestly, out of all of them, I don't care about any. The only one that would have care would be Batman, but like Chris mentioned, it's not from this one. It's from Nolan. Nolan's like,
It's
Christian
because
Bale
they
is my
messed themselves up because they was rushing. They rushed a Justice League out movie when they didn't have to. Marvel already gave you the blueprint. Make solo movies, then put them together. Not just put them together and then just like no, bro. Like if it like I know they're trying to do their own thing, but bro, like
they messed
after Batman versus Superman, it's just like y'all should have learned right then and there that wasn't that y'all should. All right, bro, we're gonna slow the brakes on and then give y'all these solos. I don't know.
That's it.
I gotta say, see, I feel like because DC has the more iconic characters, like we know who Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, everything like that is. I feel like they should have did the opposite of what Marvel did. They should have come out with the Justice League movie and then do solo movies after that. I think that would have I think that would have worked better.
If it had been well, I think we would agree. Like I think if they had done like if execution was done better, then it wouldn't have mattered how they did it. I think execution's definitely their biggest and hugest issues. And like a little bit of acting, but more so on the production, like not even production, because they put a lot of money in it, right? But it's the writing. The writing is just very all over the place. It's not cohesive. I think they had Zach make Man of Steel and then Batman v Superman, and then they're like, okay, he's like our Kevin Feige. I'm like, you should have come with that on the front end. Like, have a map of everything kind of connecting. Make it a universe, because you can't just force it. And like Dwayne was saying, but to what Michael's saying, if they had executed it better, or even have the animated people write the stories, like write the script, because this has just been a mess.
Very like disjointed. Like the Batman's about to come out next year or whatever. That's gonna be fire, but that has nothing to do with DCEU either. So it's like
I forgot they were doing that, bro.
They can't even get it right.
R-rated universe that they're doing, which is smart.
And it's like even still to this day, despite all these movies coming out and not really hitting like they wanted it to, they still don't have a Kevin Feige like figure overseeing their entire DC. Like, also, why don't they have a DC Studios just dedicated to DC movies? Like, DC Warner Brothers, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're trash. They need to just sell the rights to the DC and give it. Which I guess technically they did to Discovery,
right?
So we'll see what Discovery does with it.
What can Discovery?
And as you mentioned, that's what I feel like. That's what I feel like with the characters. Like, I feel like because Superman, they're kind of like, how like Mickey Mouse is so famous, he has a star on the Walk of Fame. Like around the world, who Mickey Mouse is. Like that's the same thing with Superman and Batman. They're so famous characters that I feel like they're riding on the fame of the character. Sometimes it's like who Superman is, who these characters are, so you're gonna like the movie. But it's like you got to put more into that, because now the MCU, and we know those characters too. I don't think they're as equally famous. I mean, they're becoming more, but it's more like those are the icons, Superman and Batman, because they've been around for so long. And we can just spot them. Like, I know the colors of Batman. I know, you know what I mean? I know the energy behind those people, behind those characters. So I think when it comes to like Black Adam, like, I mean, I don't know really anything about Black Adam, the story. I do like The Rock. There's not really a movie I see him in that I didn't like. So I think he being The Rock, kind of like running on the fame. Say it again.
I was saying Fast
What'd you
8
say?
or Fast 7, the one where he busted his cast, whichever one.
I've
that
never
was.
got into any of those car movies. It's like 85.
Any of those car
I couldn't
movies?
get into it for the first one. And then we come out 9.
Any of those car
It's like
movies?
55 of the same. It's the same thing.
Listen. It is.
Over and over and over again. But besides that, The Rock is fine in the sense of like he can be kind of funny. He can be serious. Now, I will say I've never seen him not a good person. Like he's always been the hero, the good. So I'm excited to see how can he be the anti-hero.
Okay.
So that's exciting. But so I'm gonna go watch it, and I think people are gonna go watch it because it's The Rock. Now, will it be good or not? I don't know. But they're gonna make money. Don't worry.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah, they're
for
gonna
sure.
make money for sure.
They're gonna make their money.
For me, so I was coming into this, I was excited to see this. When I was like, okay, they're taking all this care, this is going to be the good one. But then, like, when Chris said good or successful, I was like, crap, those are two different things. And then I thought of the Fast and Furious, the car movie series, and I was like, crap, they could just be successful, and it could just not be good.
Mm-hmm.
But the butts in the seat.
You
when
brought
I
up a
was in
point
school,
that
that's what they-
Oh, go ahead. Okay.
I know. Go ahead.
Sorry,
But yeah, I was gonna say it's a little delay, but yeah, you brought up a good point that I actually didn't even think about that because that does kind of a little disappoint me now that I think about it about the movie a little bit because Black Adam is a villain, like he's the main villain to Shazam, and it does seem like they're going a different route with that, like they're trying to make him more good because we never really seen The Rock play a bad guy. He's always playing the charismatic, likable character, and that's something I like. When they first announced him as Black Adam, I was like, oh, I would love to see him, portray a villain. But then when they announced like him getting a solo movie, he's not going to be a villain. I'm like, oh, come on, like he's Shazam's main antagonist. Like if he's not a villain, then who's the like main villain for Shazam?
Unless they pull a Joker, like how they did the Joker, where it's like you understand him, you understand the Joker, but he's still evil. Like we're not gonna hide behind the fact that the Joker's crazy, but you just understand where he's coming from now. So if they can do that, then I'm okay. But if we do a Disney and just make all the villains good people, then it's like, well, what was the issue then? I mean, Corella, you tried to, take dogs and make a coat.
I didn't see that movie. I didn't see the movie. But Sony, isn't that what Sony's doing with their villains? They've got Venom and they've got which I'm actually looking forward to see the one with Carnage because Woody Harrelson. I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see that. But like, it seems like that's what Sony's doing. Oh yeah, his wig was cut. What's with people not doing wigs right? There are too many wigs that exist
Was trash,
for
bro.
them to like have it.
Blowing me. I was like, I cannot take it seriously.
Yeah.
It's a hot mess. But we'll see. I guess we'll just leave it to we'll see.
We'll have to see because just like y'all said, he always does play the good guy, and I think they just might go the route where like you said they understand his plight. And they should just leave it at that. You understand his plight, but you gonna get these hands, Shazam. Yeah. Like I'm at the end of the day, we understand what he's going through, but I'm still about my business. That's what that shit should be. It should be like that.
It'll be his Denzel training day moment.
That was dang. Dang. I do hope he's gonna be like a bad guy, like or a good bad. Okay, all right, that makes things confusing. I hope that he is. Yeah, because I was like good bad guy.
I get what you're saying. I
hope that I hope that he pulls off a bad guy, and I hope he's a bad guy, and I hope that there's success in him being a bad guy. I hope it's not like
that's how he got in the game. Like if you ever watch wrestling, like he wasn't always the good. It's like that's how wrestling is. It's like he's good Rock and he's bad Rock, and it's like okay, which one am I getting this week? So like he got it in his bag. So like just give us one of you going back to your past.
Yeah. Do you smell? I just want to say, do you smell Black Adam? Yes.
Do you smell the Black Adam?
I'm like, is this the we're practicing for choir right now? So, news that happened recently. Which this might be a win for Peacock, right? Because Peacock, I think it's Peacock or Peacock Plus, is the NBC-ish. I say ish because NBC is owned by a grander company, right? Their streaming service, right? And apparently they struck a deal with Universal, where according to Deadline, they have partnership, which is kind of weird, right? So bear with me. They have an 18-month exclusive streaming rights deal with Universal, where after the movie's in theaters for I think like 120 days, I believe. Yeah, 120 days in theaters. The Universal movie, Peacock gets the first 4 months. Then after that, anybody can get it. But the last 4 months of that period, it goes back to Peacock. Yeah. You see your face? I was like, okay, what? That's super, super weird. And then on top of that, they're also going to be getting Focus Features films, Illumination films, DreamWorks films. And this does include Jurassic Park, Dominion, Minions, when The Rise of Gru when that comes out, Puss in Boots when that comes out, and then a new film that's in the works with Jordan Peele. My question for you guys, right? And I don't know how much you know off the top of your head, like the lineup for Universal, but what do you think of this deal? It does seem kind of weird, but do you think it's truly a win for Peacock? Do you think that this will be a selling point with all of these streaming services that exist? Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, HBO Max. There's a new one I just learned about the other day. I'm like, there's so many of these. It's like everybody's. Walmart
Paramount
has
Plus,
one.
Discovery Plus.
Paramount Plus, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Paramount Plus, yeah.
Yeah, Shutter. Yeah,
I think at this point you just need to we need to chill with for real, like, because it's at this point it's like becoming cable. If a lot of people don't know that cable was supposed to be ad free at one point. So like that's what they were saying, like, oh, they're trying to take our cable away. Well, here we go. It's cable is supposed to be ad free, and they started adding ads on top of you paying for the cable, which you were supposed to not have ads on. So eventually, that's what I think it's gonna be. Like, if they keep adding more and more streaming services, they're gonna need more and more ads. We don't need all of them. Just a few of them is cool. We don't need all of them, and you guys don't need to monopolize content because like it's gonna be too much.
I think
it's starting to become more expensive than cable.
Yeah.
Like if you get all the streaming services, yeah.
But you control it though.
Okay.
You can always cancel once they start doing like term limits. And then that'll be an issue. But with all I think they're just betting on eventually movie theaters possibly going out of business. And
it will never go out of business.
That's never going to happen.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It hit different. It hit different when you. Yeah, it hit different when you go. Then I don't know. I'm biased towards movie theaters, but for me, it's hit different when you go. Actually, get out the house. You smell that popcorn. You get that big screen. Like when y'all saw Avengers Endgame. When y'all saw Avengers Endgame, the whole movie theater was rocking. It's like a lot.
I was in my seat.
I'm with you.
Right,
with you, but
there's a lot of people. Like let's say Jay-Z performing live. It hit different. It just hit different, and you at home watching it. It just hit different. The energy, the people, it just hit different. I don't know.
But it's. You're gonna pay $20. The price is up. The price is getting up there.
But it comes down to experience. It comes down to an experience. Because unless a situation like the pandemic, like the pandemic could have killed movie theaters, like in that sense,
almost did.
Then yes, it could die. But I don't think in a sense of like, like really on the edge. But besides like a situation like that, I think like people are not gonna just stop going to the movie theater, or at least not for a long time, only because like that's why we go to amusement parks. That's why we go to restaurants. That's why I can eat indoors, but I go to a restaurant not for food. I go to restaurants for experience. You can eat food we eat food every day, all the time, in our house, outside. So we go to a restaurant because there's a moment, there's an experience. So you can't get the popcorn and the pretzel bites and the slushies and all that stuff in your house, really. Like there's movie theater popcorn is different from popcorn that you pop in your bag, so just that smell, like all those things are there in that world. And I can't imagine also that screen is humongous. So it's like, I don't think the comfort of your couch is big enough for the experience of the movie theater.
Well, I think it's less about the personal experience, but more so from the cost-effective side for theaters, because of we know there's not a guess. They took a hit last year, right? And they are trying to creep out of it more, but with more with more and more streaming services having new release movies like HBO Max, a lot of those movies release both places. And then when you're thinking about people in the pandemic and who were out of work and now they're working, they may not pay $20 for 5 kids to go and watch a movie versus being at home and paying their monthly $8 to $10 and getting to see the same movie.
$30 watch this real quick.
Well, yeah, I was gonna
and then that's the
say,
whole
yeah. Now
family.
certain movies are like I think Black Widow is what you got to pay like $30 on Disney to watch it. So,
Yeah, which when I was talking to Jazz, that's about.
Which is expensive.
It is
That's
expensive if you're solo. So, and I agree. But for me, when I would see a movie at the AMC and I would see like Dolby Digital, right? And for me and my husband, it's probably close to $30 when you have tax and like popcorn and stuff. So us sitting at home and watching it, it's about the same. We just saving gas. It's the same for us.
I went to see Black Widow. New York City IMAX ticket is $26 for one person by themselves.
That includes $85,000 popcorn.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's different. So it's all about the experience. It's like if it's like some kid movie and I have a family of 4, like I'm taking these badass kids to the theater, like no problem. But it's about the experience. Like when it's a big movie, a blockbuster movie, you want to see that with other people. These films are designed to be played on big screens. Just like when Dr. Dre made the Beats headphones, like play the music how the artist intended. Like these, like you're not playing like a new album on little Apple that come in the box from the phone. Well, it used to come in the box. Shout out to my tech guy down there. But like it's just not what the experience that you want. Like I would have never wanted. If of course it's the pandemic, I would have watched Black Widow with the crib. But like I can't imagine sitting here. My TV's nice. It's OLED, of course, but I don't want to sit and watch it in my crib for $30. No. Even though you do get unlimited access, you can watch it over and over and over and over, no problem. But it's just like the experience. It's not built for that. Just like Jay said about concerts and stuff like that. Like you want to experience it.
Well, it's about those TV shows too. Yeah, like we wouldn't get Loki. We wouldn't get these things. Like I mean, they might have made a movie for him, but I think the show is more beneficial. They're going to make more money for the long run, keeping people subscribed to Disney Plus. I think, especially for like Disney, it's perfect. What would we do with it? I mean, we wouldn't have like a lot of these experiences, all these things we're talking about without their streaming platform.
True.
I have a question.
Yeah, the first movie that I saw.
When you think about like Black Panther. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, the first movie that I saw like after the pandemic. Well, the pandemic is still going on, but once movie theaters started opening and things like that, was A Quiet Place Part 2. Oh, yeah. And like, yeah, I like that the experience. Like, I couldn't have got that at home. Just like, like hearing people like with the quietness, like the atmosphere, like the quietness was part of the atmosphere with the audience and the experience. And it's like, and getting that at home, like that's something you can't get. Or even like somebody already mentioned, like Avengers Endgame. Spoilers, but when like Captain America got me on there, just the electricity that you felt through the audience. Or when Thanos came in Infinity War and Wakanda is like, bring me Thanos, like you wouldn't get that. Those chills sitting at home by yourself, or if you have a significant other. I don't. It's my sad life, but you don't get that experience. So I mean, so that's why I love like going to the movie theaters, just getting that camaraderie with all the other people. Like even with comedies, like y'all laughing at the same jokes and things like that. So I'm glad to see movie theaters slowly starting to come back. AMC stopped to the moon.
Oh.
Do you think, like, because, like, for instance, like Black Panther and Endgame, what made $1 billion in the box office? I mean, do you think it would have been the same amount of money if they brought Black Panther out on streaming? Like, I mean, maybe, I don't know, because we was there for Black Panther when it came out, so maybe we would have. Not $1 billion.
It became an event. Y'all remember when Black Panther came out? It was wear your little costume, take a picture in front of the sign. It was like a thing. Like your whole crew had to go take
African garments. Wear your African garments.
No matter how culturally appropriate you was doing, you had everyone was doing that shit. And that's
into Fikis.
It was basically like the beginning of Coming to America. Like everybody coming to the theater, like that. That first scene of Coming to America. That's how it was with black people going to the theater with Black Panther. So you wouldn't have got that if it was a streaming service.
No, but it's about control. I think it's about control. And what the pandemic showed is that they don't have control if the city shut the movie theaters down. Now, what do? Do you hold your movies? You hold all that stuff a year, and I think now they just want to be able to make sure, like, if something happens, like something crazy happens, we have to
control.
They got if Disney if they didn't already launch Disney Plus and already had that, they would have been screwed. So I think it's more about control.
True that. I think it's about, like you said, options. The more options, the better. So the people that do want to, that want to sit in their basement or whatever and watch the movie, go ahead.
Why gotta be a
The people
basement?
that
Why
want
can't be my living room?
Usually, I don't know, a living room, basement, attic, too, wherever you want to, in the car, wherever you want to go watch that movie at, go crazy. But then you have the people that are gonna go to the theater because, like I said, it is like an event. It is like exclusive, like, and then certain things, like, if it's hype, you get your exclusive movies that you're like, oh yeah, like I have to see this on the big screen because they've been building up to this point, and it's an event, like you said.
Yeah. So then,
like Jazz, would you have dressed up? Because I just see you.
Yeah, shout out to Jazz. Yes, I saw that.
If you're not going to the theaters, you wouldn't have dressed up.
You said what?
I said, would you have dressed up had you not gone to the theaters? I mean, you might have, like, for streaming, but like, if it was on your couch and you're like, all right, I'm just going to sit here. But if you're like going out.
Yeah, I'll probably just wear like a t-shirt, like, because I have like a Black Widow, like her gauntlets like up there, like on my thing. But like if we're going to the movie theaters, like I'm hyped that it's finally out because I felt like she deserved the movie the most out of everybody, and it took so long to happen. So like I was definitely hyped for it, and but like if it was just like at home, like I don't think it would hit the same for me because I need like Dwayne was saying, like I need that experience of like other people seeing the same thing that we are right now, and like like experiencing the same thing at the same time. So like with Endgame and Infinity War, like people got blipped away, like you felt the pain when each character that you liked was dusting away slowly.
Yes.
It's just like,
Yes.
ooh.
Yeah.
And then when Cap picked up Mjolnir and was swinging that thing and just did it, and everybody's screaming, like you feel the energy. Like you don't get the energy sitting at home, probably with kids screaming in the background while you're trying to enjoy this moment. Like it's not the same.
No, and you said screaming in the background, and mine just went ballistic just now. She's like, you calm, Jazz, you calm.
Yeah, but it's just like Dwayne said, like it's certain movies that I will definitely go to the movie to see. Like any superhero movie, I'm going to the movie theaters. I don't care. But like if it's like a little like animated something that I don't really care for, I'll just watch it at home. But other than that,
most movies are like that. You got a lot of slow movies that are just like a lot of dialogue and stuff. And I think people being able to have it, I'll probably be more prone to watch it at home than go to a theater for some movies like that.
And plus, if I'm like a person that just wants to see a movie like by myself, I'm definitely gonna go to the movies. If Disney Plus is charging me $30 to see it, I might as well go to the movies. Like I might as well go to the movies and get some popcorn while I'm at it, because why am I charging myself to watch something at home? Like I might as well just go.
And to answer your question, J Cutt, I have worn my Harry Potter robe at home with my wand in my hand and done a binge party, okay, by myself.
It hit different when you go to the movie theater and they be like, let me get a picture of you. Oh, it hit different.
Right, they were stopping us because we was the only ones
were
dressed up in there. Yeah, we were the only ones dressed up, so it was like we was the only ones in full costume. So yeah.
That's good. I live in Florida.
I do partially think. I was gonna say I do partially think like the whole pandemic accelerated this idea of like, because most people, because I before the pandemic I would go to the movies because I had AMC A-list. I would sometimes go once, twice, sometimes 3 times in a week, and most people don't do that. Most people will see like maybe 2 or 3 movies a year, and so I do think. Yeah, so especially if you got kids and everything like that, family of 4, like most people, like my friends, they're not going to the movies nowhere near as much as I am. So I do think like outside of like the big blockbuster movies, the like smaller comedies, like the smaller budget movies, I think it accelerated where those movies aren't necessarily going to go to theaters anymore, and those are going to go straight to like streaming services. But like the Avengers and the Mission Impossible types of movies, those are definitely going to go to theaters. But like, I don't know, what's that Martin Scorsese movie that like went to Netflix because it couldn't get
like 3 hours.
But I think that's
The
Irishman. I think that's going to be more of the norm.
Yeah, and I do feel like streaming services do well for those smaller movies. I think that streaming services have allowed more people to get into the industry. So I think that that's such an awesome thing, whereas it would have been harder for them to get theirs. I remember when Christopher Nolan had that war movie. What's that war movie that he had come out before Tenet? Yeah, Dunkirk. And when he did, he had a deal with AMC, where he bought out the IMAX theaters, and he bought out a bunch of other theaters at the theater. I don't know what the smaller theater is called within the big theater, but whatever. But because of that, there was other movies that didn't get as much shine because Christopher Nolan had the money to make this AMC a Dunkirk AMC, where it was just everywhere, and it was harder to get access to smaller movies. So I think that streaming services really bring a lot of opportunity for smaller companies, independent films, and smaller filmmakers.
True, very true.
What were you saying, Jay?
No, I was saying because you mentioned Harry Potter, which I love, because Peacock has Harry Potter, and I don't know. Like sometimes because I always think about like, all right, why does this streaming service own the rights to this, or like why, and I'm sure that brought over an audience that, like, because no one has it, so or at least I think no one has it, so that brought the Harry Potter audience who really wants Harry Potter, because that's why I got Peacock. Well, I have my friend's Peacock, but it doesn't matter. That's why I have
comes
it.
Out.
Right.
Is for Harry Potter. So I mean, if there's other DreamWorks they said they're getting, or other things where maybe you are a fan of that, then that would drive you to
thing with Peacock
watch.
Too is that Peacock has 3 tiers. They have a free tier that anyone can get with ads. They got a $5 tier, which is Peacock Plus or Peacock Premium. But with every Comcast customer gets that for free. I mean, I don't have Comcast, but a lot of the country has Comcast, so they get that for free. And then now, like even like American Express has a deal where like they'll give you the credit for like having like 4 services. It's like Peacock's one of them. It's like Sirius XM, so like some other bullshit. But it's like they're finding ways to get in people's houses because they need to, because no one's gonna be like, if you had to choose your top 3 like streaming, like everyone's gonna say Netflix, a lot of people are gonna say HBO. Then Disney, I think, would be like the third, like for the top. Peacock's not in that conversation.
We talked about this last week.
So I think they're gonna have to get creative, and the Universal deal helps them get creative because they do have like a low like price point to get you in. So, and if you care about Harry Potter and like it's Friends and these kind of things, or I mean The Office.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Peacock has Harry Potter because it's a Warner Brothers thing. So that's why I was like,
it's a Warner Brothers thing.
So I thought it was going to be on
complicated
HBO.
Deal. It was in HBO Max's house first, but they had a contract, so they had to like let it go. So it's like Friday. It's like it'll stay at your house.
Because I was just watching it a few weeks ago on HBO, and I was like, oh, I don't need to watch it on Peacock, and then like the next day was gone. I'm like, I guess I gotta watch it on Peacock.
It probably had a time deal.
I don't know. Did that just happen?
Because that's streaming. Like that now, it's like streaming rights now because you got film rights.
That's a new thing on
and
the
like,
contract.
oh, we have the film rights, but we don't have that streaming rights because streaming is new. So it's like that bag up out of you. So
right. For me, when it comes to it, I think it depends on the property. Like when it comes to Harry Potter, I have all the movies. So that wouldn't be a selling point for me to go buy it, because if I'm like, oh, I already have the movies, I'm just going to watch it, whoever has it. And if I have this service, or I'll just bop the DVDs or Blu-rays in.
But this is how they're going to reel you in, though. They're going to hit you with Harry Potter's great-great-grandfather.
If they got a show, then they got me. Then they got me.
Right, they're
all right.
doing a show. Okay. You can only get this Harry Potter prequel at Peacock Plus Premium at 10 o'clock p.m.
Count me in.
She's like, I'm there.
I'm there.
That's how they gonna get you, though, bro. They gonna make the stuff and then hit you with the prequel.
Like on Sunday, Sci-Fi Channel, because I don't really watch Sci-Fi Channel, right? They had on Sunday and Monday they had the movies, and I was sitting on the couch just watching it all day. What were you saying?
You said no one watches Sci-Fi Channel. I was like, I don't really watch it that often.
No, I'm sure there's some people, they have some new show that they kept showing as an ad in it, and I was like, okay, I get it. Can we get back to the movie, please? Because commercials are, it's a new thing now for me because everything doesn't have it anymore. But so for me, it would be Harry Potter. If they had an exclusive Harry Potter show, which it looks like they are going to have exclusive deals with Universal, and isn't Fast and the car movies, that's Universal, right? Yeah, so
that's Universal.
So I wonder if that translates. We know they do well in box office, but is that going to translate to the streaming service? I'm mad though because Netflix had my favorite show, which is Parks and Rec, and now that ish is on Peacock.
Hey, Fire.
Yeah, Parks and Rec is such a great show. Now it's on Peacock. What were you saying, Mark?
No, I'm just saying that they'll probably give Tyrese and Ludacris their own spin-off show or something. Which would actually be hilarious. They're like the best part of
I like
the
them.
whole thing.
Yeah,
They're the best part of the series.
That would
Yeah.
be smart. What if it was a Vin Diesel solo series of the car movies? You know,
Nah,
who said? Who said? Who said that? For the family. That man.
Family.
So, there was one thing I was confused about because DreamWorks, that's like Paramount. Paramount Plus is like the Nickelodeon, and DreamWorks stuff normally goes to Nickelodeon, and that's on Paramount Plus. So it's unique that that's coming to Peacock. I feel like it makes things messy. I feel like this is just messy.
Yeah, it's definitely confusing.
But okay, Loki, episode 5. All right, we're gonna. Yeah, that I was music. The music is amazing for the show.
The music is great,
theme.
especially in
Right.
this episode.
So we'll do our non-spoiler review where you guys say your rating and then your word or phrase to describe the episode, and then we'll go into our spoiler review. So we'll just go in order from our screen, not the stream screen, because there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people. Boo. All right, so we'll go like across. So Mike, we'll start with you. What's your rating for this episode? Like how many Lokis out of 10, and then or how many variants out of 10? Let's be a little spicy today, okay?
How many variants?
Yeah, and then what phrase or word you would use to describe this episode?
I would probably give this episode like a 6.5 variants out of 10. And as far as the phrase, I'm like, it was cute. Like I feel like non-spoiler review. I feel like if this was episode 5 out of 10, I would have enjoyed this episode more because there was a lot of good Easter eggs. Like I feel like this was the most comic booky episode or a moment in like all of the MCU history because there was a lot of stuff thrown at me that I loved, but it felt like a lot of visual noise. Like and to steal something from Chris, when you said yesterday, when you like this episode felt like Walmart. I was like, that's a great analogy because that's basically what this episode felt like. There was a lot of stuff going on with this episode.
Walmart.
But in terms of like
Walmart.
thank Chris for that because that was a great analogy. But like that's what this episode felt like to me because like there was a lot of stuff going on and there was a lot of good stuff that I enjoyed. But at the end of the day, it was like for this to be the penultimate episode, there's only one episode left for this episode. I feel like it didn't really give me anything. Like I still have a shit ton of questions regarding this. Like we still don't know a whole lot about Sylvie. We still don't know what made her a variant. We still don't know who's the person behind the curtain. There's still a lot of stuff about, the TVA and Loki and Renslayer and all this other. Is it Mephisto? Is it Kang? Is it Doctor Strange? Like I've heard a whole bunch of things. Is it Doctor Doom? And knowing that next week's episode is only going to be like probably like 40 minutes or whatever. Like there's still a lot of questions that I'm more than likely I'm gonna have. Yeah, so. Yeah, six and a half out of 10.
30 minutes.
Yikes. And 20 minutes is going to be credits.
No, I said it's probably going to be like 40 minutes or something like that.
Confirmed. I was about to say, okay,
I'm
go
looking it up.
But based on the track record, the longest episode was episode 2, and every other episode since then was like 40, 45.
So, Jay, what's your rating and then your phrase or word that you'd use to describe this episode?
Yes, I have to disagree. I think this is more of a Target quality.
I like with these stores. I'm waiting to see who's going to say Dollar General. Okay, who's going to say
Dang, not Dollar Tree. This is I say a 9.8 because I really enjoyed this episode. It's just that first shot gave me a headache, so that's why I went down. That first spinny shot. And the phrase I actually thought about earlier, I would say this is like James in the Giant Emerald City. That's the phrase I have for this episode.
Jazz, what about you?
this episode was given not Walmart, not Target, but like Big Lots.
I love it.
Alright, we gotta keep it going. But I would say this episode was a tad bit boring for me, but they did give me a little bit of info, a tiny bit, so I can't really say it was all terrible. But I'm gonna rate it like a 7.
Okay.
And I guess the phrase will be like you said, like Wizard of Oz, because yeah, we don't know who's behind that curtain. But and that's basically what they're going to go see. It's like they're following the yellow brick road to who's behind all this, basically.
Yeah. Chris, what about you? And we know your store is Walmart.
Yeah. So yeah, y'all know where I'm at. For rating, I guess I'm between Mike and Jazz. I'm 6.5 and 7. So I'm in that range of variance. Yeah, I mean, I call it Walmart. It's like if you were like an alien from outer space and then they dropped you in a Walmart, you'd be like, where the fuck am I? But you'd find some like shit that you could use. Like, okay, they got toothpaste and shit. So like there's some shit that's important, but it's also like the DVD bin. It's like, wait, it's a lot of random shit in here. So it's like, I guess my phrase besides Walmart would be like, it's a lot. I'm like, this is a lot. And then it's like, not a lot. It gave me episode 3 vibes. I don't want to call it a filler episode, but it was kind of like, you only have one more episode. This is how you spend it.
Okay, I got you. Dwayne?
Oh, yeah. My store is Costco's.
I like Costco.
Because Costco's got a lot of shit, and we had a lot of Lokis this episode. We had a lot of Loki. I'm like, man, we had one with a
Loki's a bulk.
Yes.
Right, yeah. I'm like, but yeah, and my phrase is classic because classic, you guys get it. Maybe when we get into this spoiler review, but it was certain parts, but it was just like a lot of Lokis and like y'all said before, it was just like, bruh, like we didn't need all that. Like, let's get to the nitty gritty. Let's get there because you spent episode was it 3?
Yes.
Kind of like
wasting time.
Get us there, bro. Get us there. But that's it.
Okay. And Mark, what's your rating? What's your store? And what's your phrase?
Store.
I'll go with Target.
Okay.
Yeah,
not Target.
Actually,
Target.
No, yeah, I gotta go with Target. But I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I think it was. I don't know, man. I still look at this as a TV show, and when I look at it visually, it felt like a Marvel movie, right? Like, and that's for a TV show. It didn't feel cheap at all. And I think the word I would use, I'll just say fun. It was a fun episode. Okay. I think the potential to set things up, maybe with future things with the different Lokis and things like that. I thought it was a fun episode, and I had a good time watching it. Okay. Yeah.
All right. I love the stores. I've been to all of these stores, so I'm familiar. I'm familiar with them. I would say I like the Target vibe. Actually no, because I love Target. Like I love Target. I will. That's my. If I go in that store, I spend lots of money in Target.
Yeah, I got a Target card, so right? I know.
Yeah, I do too. Red card in the house. Okay.
That 5%.
Yes, and the rewards. You get extra rewards. So
man, y'all got money because I'm like Target is expensive. Okay,
that's why I got the red card.
Right, let me make my way into Walmart.
I'm going to Target. I'm on a mission. Like I'm coming here because I need one thing and one thing only.
I say that too. I say that. I go in with one mission. I just come out with a bunch more. Okay.
It's a lie.
I'm like, let me just go ahead and get some. Let me go ahead and get some Listerine real quick. Then I go to the clothes aisle. I'm getting T-shirts. I'm getting this. I'm like, dang. I came out with like $150. I'm spending 10.
See that?
And when I had my baby, girl, it was more than I spent more than my red card amount. Let's not tell him myself. So that was our for the family. That's what I should start saying.
You spent more than enough for the family.
For the family.
I'm done. That's it.
Oh, he should do a Target ad. He should capitalize on these memes, though, bro. Like, he should really capitalize on these memes. These are a lot of branding opportunities that people are making for him, all right? That he ain't making for himself. Vin Diesel, call us. We got you, okay? Well, all right. So, anyways, that was our non-spoiler review All right,
Mhm.
for Loki, episode 5. I am happy, and I feel the sentiment that you guys are giving. That you guys are giving. But before we go into our spoiler area, we don't have the horns, so we're gonna make them with our mouths. Pew 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 pew. Spoiler. Pew pew. You have been warned. Okay, so now I don't hear that. And they spoiled the episode 2 hours into their podcast. So. I want to get your guys like pros and cons. I know obviously there are more cons. I didn't get a text at 3 a.m. so I knew it wasn't an episode to rush to the bank for. Okay, for those who don't know, for our lovely guests that don't know, Dwayne and Jazz, they be up watching it when it premieres, and there's a text in the group chat if it's a great episode. It'll say, y'all, watch Loki. That's what the text will be, to something to that degree. I didn't get a text. So I was like, it must not have been that good.
I wonder why.
It was an episode. It was an It had its bright moments, and then it had more. It's like, okay, like we just like you said, like earlier, we got a whole bunch of Lokis, and more world building, I would say, and then you know. I would have rather them not give us the post-credit scene, honestly. Like, it did hype me up to watch the next episode, but I would rather them, because I think the episode would have been elevated if they would have just hit, like, you woke up and then boom, you just see 3 Lokis. I think that episode.
Oh, you mean from last episode?
Yeah,
they didn't show that.
I don't think they should have gave us that post. I think they should have just let us feel dread. You know, you ever feel dread?
Yeah,
like,
Infinity War. End of Infinity War. Yeah.
They should have hit us with an Infinity War, and then we would have appreciated episode 4 more, because you'd be like, yo, he's alive. Like, it would have hit different, but that's just my take.
Bless you.
Fair take.
Bless you.
Thank you.
That's why my score is kind of high, because when I watch anything, really, I'm more watching it for the visual effects and just the way it looks, and because I just feel like all stories are repeated over and over and over again. Like you'd be like, oh, that's the story of Pocahontas. This is the story of Wizard of Oz. This is, we because we don't have any more stories, so we kind of just repeat stories, and that's okay. That's just where we're at creativity. So I kind of look past story at this point, because also you ever watch a movie and you're like, I knew what that line was going to be because we've seen it before. But visually, this was probably the most enticing episode. Like the reason I was saying like James and the Giant Emerald City, because it was definitely giving me Wizard of Oz vibes, but that smoke cloud reminds me of James the Giant Peach with the rhino in the clouds. Like that's what it reminded me of the whole time. But visually it was beautiful. But it did, if I was scoring it off a story, it would come down to 7.5. But because of like the visuals, I think that's why I pushed it all the way up to 9, because it was the most enticing out of all the episodes so far.
Yeah, Mark was mentioning that earlier too. I do feel like they do put, that's where the money is. The money is definitely going into the visuals and the audio, because that music, I think this is the best soundtrack they've had in the MCU, maybe, like not counting Black Panther, because that soundtrack was definitely very curated in a very amazing way. But outside of that, I think this might be the best, like, actual great score that they have. The other movies didn't really have a score that hit kind of like this.
Yeah. Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Or even Disney Plus shows like this. This is the best score out of the 3.
Mm-hmm.
WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
That show out of the 3, yep.
Yeah, I just want to be clear, because I'm the first time on the Loki chat, so like I come in hating on episode 5, but it's still like my favorite show by far. Loki's my little homie here, so I'm a big fan.
Okay.
So yeah, Loki gang. But I'm just ranking it against its own episodes. Which like.
So you was President Loki got your vote then. You good?
Yeah. I cast my vote.
Yeah.
My thing with this episode was that, because I already told Christine that I fell asleep the first time we watched it, because I was tired. We were staying up.
She pulled a Charlie.
Yeah, it wasn't that I was. Well, I kind of was bored, but it was like it was a mix. It was a mix of I was already sleepy and then I was bored. Mm-hmm. But the thing that made me rank it lower was because I watched it back, like, to make sure I didn't miss anything, to see the parts that I did miss. And it seemed like I didn't miss much, like looking at the parts that I did miss when I went to sleep. Because I went to sleep, woke back up, and it was like Loki and Sylvie trying to get to the void or whatever. I fell asleep, woke back up again. They're still trying to get to the void, still standing there outside. And I'm like, all right, fell asleep again. then it's like, all right, they're still with the big cloud thing. It's like, yo, how long is this scene? I was just like, I need to see how long this scene is, because it seems like I didn't miss anything like when I went to sleep. So I'm like, this episode just felt dragged for me. I'm like I feel like they could have sped it up or like filled it with other elements, maybe more elements of the other Lokis or something. Because they already teased it with the last episode's like end credit scene. So I was expecting them like, oh, it can only go up from here, and then like it just went down.
That's what I thought it was gonna go up from there. For me, like, I do feel like the show is kind of dragged along. And you said this was you feel like this was the best out of the three. I'm still on Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I feel like this show hasn't had sauce. Like, yeah, cinematically, it has like great visuals, right? But like in the fighting, there is nothing that has hit like the Dora Milaje scene in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The knife fight that we've had.
Yeah, I just say that.
The fight choreography on this show is lackluster.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But they because they mess with magic and stuff. They're not really hand to hand boxing you like that.
But they was doing
something.
something.
Just talking about, but that's the fighting. Like the fighting is fire, but like the storyline of the Falcon, like that, like the flag smashers, like that destroyed
I forget
whole show.
them. I cut them out of my memory. You know, you cut.
But that's the thing. That's the thing that makes it bad, right?
Exactly.
That's the main story.
I will live in denial.
Is
I will
subplot
live in
B.
denial.
Subplot A is trying to figure out who the next Captain America is.
Oh yeah, I wonder who it
already
is.
knew it was gonna be watching the
That
show.
part,
You already
that
knew
part.
from the first episode.
Yeah,
but
we
it's
all
like
thought
with Captain America and Winter Soldier. It's like the flag smashers were corny. Like their whole thing, like it just felt like I felt like they were not needed. They were not threatening to me.
No.
Especially
No.
Carly. Like she was not threatening to me
The
either.
least,
So it was
yeah.
just like I really wasn't taking her as a villain like that seriously, like at all. Like I was just looking like, okay, whatever.
I'm taking WandaVision over Falcon
Every
any day.
every time Carly got on the screen, I'm like,
No, you
I'm
tripping
taking
now.
WandaVision.
No,
I'm taking WandaVision.
you tripping now.
I can't.
I'm taking WandaVision.
That first 2 episodes of WandaVision puts you to sleep. Don't even know.
I slept. I had to double watch.
Here.
That was an investment.
Investment in my sleep bank, okay?
Yeah, I got some in the minority over here because I like those first 2 episodes of WandaVision.
Yeah,
For me,
well,
WandaVision is WandaVision is my
this
number one.
No, this is why this is in the past, where it should be with they laugh tracks. I'm ready to go and get to it.
They gotta build it up.
They gotta build it up.
I think Loki is better than all the 3 in my opinion so far. But the thing that I think WandaVision had more than the 2 is that WandaVision, I think I was more excited to see what was going to happen next week. Whereas now I'm just like, all right, when Loki comes out, I'll watch it. I'm excited, but I think I was wondering, like, what is actually going on with WandaVision? Like, what is, okay, next week, let's see, you know? I don't think I have that same what's going to happen next with Loki, like, so much. I mean, granted, I'm confused. I'm all confused, like, what's happening, but I don't think I have that yearning to watch next week's episode as much as I did with WandaVision.
I give you that because Wanda, but like you gotta look at it because what Marvel's doing now is adding different genres of their stuff. So WandaVision, more mystery, magic. Same thing with Loki, mystery, magic. Captain America, more fighting and geopolitical commentary. So grounded. So they're giving you different. You might not like, you might like histories more. So that's the thing about it. Like that's one thing I say is good about Marvel is that every show that you're going into, it has a different feel and theme than the last one.
Well,
Yeah, I think it's unfair to. Oh, go ahead.
Oh wait, no, you go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's kind of unfair to kind of rank the shows against each other. Like you said, they're different characters. I know they're Marvel, but it's kind of their own thing. And and I think I'm a fan of like the slow build up. I think Marvel is action, go. But I like the build up in WandaVision, and I really like this episode of Loki because you got a little backstory with the different Lokis and kind of what they were going through, and we saw a lot more with Loki kind of coming into himself a little bit more, a little bit more of the human side, and then at the end, he realizes that he's more powerful than what he always thought of. So that opens up for him, like in the future. Now he has all these new abilities and things like that. So I thought, I don't know. I thought the pacing was good. I thought that Loki's fighting, the alligator Loki was fun. And I thought towards the end, at the end there, the action was, it was cinematic. It was good.
I would say this one's the
classic
most
Loki did
cinematic.
carry.
This one,
Classic
out of the
Loki
three,
carried.
this is the most cinematic movie. I would say.
Classic Loki stole the show for me.
Classic Loki carried. When he summoned Asgard, it was like, yo.
That was the part.
Yo, it was like, this ain't a show no more. This ain't no show no more. It's a whole
short
movie.
movie.
The only thing that confuses me and kind of turns me off about this show is like the power scaling when it comes to Loki. Like one moment he can shoot fireballs and lift a building and put it back together, and then the next moment he's getting washed by some regular ass humans working for the TVA, and it's like, you're a god. Like how first of all he put the paws on Thor in the first Thor movie. He put his paws on Captain America in the Avengers movie and gave him some work. But yet you get to this movie, he's getting washed by some, again, regular ass humans, and it's not like they're wearing some type of technology. They're wearing Kevlar, battle Kevlar, and yet he's still getting his ass beat. And I'm just like, I don't understand the power scaling when it comes to Loki. At least in the comics, Loki is so powerful that he could destroy a planet by himself.
Yeah,
but yeah, you get to the shows.
Yeah, they took it. That's what I was about to say. They took the first.
I think it's a mental thing. I don't think it's so much about power. Like,
I was gonna say, well, they took his magic, but he should still have the god strength and fighting abilities. Like, he shouldn't be getting washed so easily by some regular humans. Is all I'm saying.
I think that he should have better fighting. Like he should, if he fought with Thor, I think even without Thor's lightning, I think Thor could, take some people out.
Yeah, of course.
What were you saying, Mark?
Yeah.
What was I saying? Shit, I don't know.
I think because I agree with you, because I was feeling the same way, where it's kind of like, well, okay, first you're doing this, but then when I really thought about it, like, he's really in his head, like he's in his head a lot. So I think it's more of a mental thing with him. Like if he's not all the way there, or then because even with this episode was really like, we are stronger than we think. Because look what he just did, then we can do this, which means until he really had that belief in himself and had that understanding that he is powerful, then sometimes he can't fight the person that is so easy to beat because he's so in his head. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they're putting that across on purpose, but that's how I look at it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that power scaling to Thor to Loki without his magic is like regular. Like he's a regular person. I'll never see Loki really. He ain't even be able to get his knives out. He didn't get his knives out. He can't without because it's some magic place it's in. So he's like really, and then the psychological, like him seeing imagine somebody showing you your life in front of you. Like that will take a toll. And then especially if you're a narcissist who thinks like everything is supposed to bend to your will, you out of it, dog. And then you look at the way you die and you're like, bro, like you out, like you.
That's a mind F. That's definitely a mind F. Like seeing your life, and I like that's one thing that kind of disappoints me about the show. Like the first episode, because I didn't know what to expect going into a Loki show. Right? I knew of Loki, but out of the three, I was most excited about Falcon and the Winter Soldier because I love that arc, Captain America, Winter Soldier. Since the Winter Soldier, then Civil War, then everything else Avengers has done that involves Captain America, Winter Soldier. I'm there for it, right? WandaVision, I didn't know what to expect. Loki, I didn't really know what to expect. And I feel like the first impression that Loki gave was a pretty good one. But then it kind of I feel like it kind of wasted it, like the aspect of a mind F, right? Then we, cruise through episode 2, get to episode 3, and it's like, WTF, this is a waste of time because it was a filler. It was definitely a filler in a 6 episode series. And I feel like they wasted time and they're dragging things along versus really serving meat. It's a beautiful waste. I feel like this is definitely where most of the money probably went out of the 3. Maybe I have to double check, but you kind of disappointed me a little bit here, Loki. What's going on?
Yeah, and not only just that, but like I was saying, like we only got 1 episode left, and I feel like we still haven't even reached the climax yet. Like, we're still waiting for the climax to happen, and usually the last episode, that's when the falling action begins. You got to start wrapping your stuff up after, you hit your climax. They're just like, we still haven't even hit the climax. And they're like, that's why I said if this was episode like 5 out of 10, I would have enjoyed it even more. But like, I still have a shit ton of questions, and I feel like I'm gonna end up being disappointed by the end, just like I was with WandaVision, just like I was with Falcon and Winter Soldier, and it seemed like it's gonna be the same with Loki. Even though for me, like WandaVision is still like number one for me. I don't know, just the intrigue and mystery and the spec. Even though there was a lot of stuff that disappointed me, the Ralph Boner stuff, the fact that I'm still waiting for Mephisto to show up, and he's not, but yeah, like there was a lot in WandaVision that, especially like it's the speculation and the fact that it was the first thing property out of MCU, and then the build, like, oh, what are they gonna do here? What are they gonna do here? Plus, I'm a sucker for magic, and I feel like there was more magic in WandaVision than at least in like even Loki. Like Loki's a sorcerer, and yeah, he's not using. I want to see some magic, and yeah, they don't really do a lot, like compared to what he can do in the comics.
That was good.
Even without the mad, like what happened?
Yeah, wait, I was gonna say that was the good thing. Like he had to rely on what Loki is really good is at surviving, and I think that's one thing they showed in this. Like he had to become a human, basically. Like he was just a human, and he had to kind of figure it out, and he couldn't rely on his superpower. And I thought that's what made it a little bit more of a human element to it, to where you see him just normal, you know. And I'm pretty sure Black Widow can beat him up at this point. So
I'm sure she can.
I
think she can take him with powers. Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
About that one.
Oh wait, is that a link? Is that a nod to the movie? Is there something you're telling me that I didn't know?
No, I'm not saying
Okay. Please.
Relax.
Is it safe,
I was
Chris?
a little confused in this episode.
It's safe.
I was a little confused about certain characters, like who know. I don't know who knows what. Like who knows what? You know, like even I seen the comments they mentioned Miss Minutes, who I actually enjoy as a character, but I'm kind of like, do you know? Do you not know? Like, are you just a robot? You're kind of just doing what everyone tells you to do. Like, I need this information, or do you? Know
I understand
stuff?
what you're
like,
saying.
I can't tell.
Because
and then
even
the one
with
who keeps
Gugu,
telling her, I
feel like that.
You know what I mean? Say it again.
Her name. No, I was saying I understand what you're saying, because even with Gugu, I was like, okay, did she know or did she not know? Like it even especially at the beginning. She's like, oh, were you duped or were you a part of it? And then even Wummy was like, are you duped or are you a part of it? Like everybody's kind of asking her. Right. I get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who are you? What are you doing? And so that's kind of confusing me. Like, I don't know who's in on it, who's not in, or is she like semi in on it? Like, kind of knows what she does know, you know?
I think she's duped, you know, because at the end she was asking for the information to be able to warn them. You know, but I think that's like a cover for her just trying to really find out what's going on too.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Talk about job dedication, like so dedicated to something, and then like to a fault. You were gonna kill a child, because when she had her, when she got Sylvie, she was like ready to take her to get murdered, where she had no empathy for it, because in the last episode when she asked her, hey, what was my Nexus event, and she was being a B-word in the elevator, like, oh, I forgot. Yeah, you liar. And so
you forget.
You forget. That's the loss of your career. You didn't forget that ish.
Yeah, bro. I don't know what
kind of company. The back of the neck right in
she must be doing something to the judge, because ain't no way I do that. I'm fired. I am fired, bro.
But that day, she left. That day, just leave too. You gotta go too. That's it. Don't clock in tomorrow, right? You done. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting though with the
right back in the neck on the elevator.
Yeah, I think we all like kind of have issues with the storytelling with the shows, right? In a little bit, in some ways, they kind of. But I think it's kind of hard though, like because I don't think there's ever been TV shows that are so reliant on movies too, and they're trying to like balance all the characters, and then you don't know, I don't think that's one thing Marvel has to figure out, how to like tie these like in these shows and wrap them up. But yeah, trying to interweave all those stories in the movies together, I think that's a tall ask.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
I think part of it is they need to stop shackling themselves with the with the exception of WandaVision, but every episode was only like a half an hour, so you combine that to an hour. It's basically 6 episodes, but they keep shackling themselves to this like 6 episode mandate, because even like, which makes me nervous as hell, like I found out that Secret Invasion is only going to be six episodes, and that's a huge storyline. So the fact that you're only doing like, these episodes need to be at least 12. 6 episodes isn't enough, and it's been proven time and time with Falcon and Winter Soldier. I feel like that should have been 12, and now Loki, I feel like it should have been 12. Especially Secret Invasion, that needs to be more than 6 episodes. So I think that's one of the big problems with regards to these shows.
Yeah,
it's expensive.
Way
It's
more.
expensive though.
Yeah, I was about
Like,
to say, who's paying for that?
yeah, it's either this or they do a movie, which they might not feel like these type of storylines warrant a full movie.
Secret
So-
Invasion definitely warrants a movie.
Well, yeah,
They definitely want a movie. It could want multiple movies.
Yeah, but like Loki, like would they done a Loki movie or
No,
would it might? Yeah,
probably
so
not.
Probably
Yeah.
not.
so but it's probably expensive as like they're probably paying almost just as much, which is because
I know,
of
but they
Disney
got
Plus, they're
so
probably
much
making
money. They got so much
Yeah,
money.
Yeah, they got a lot of money. Like even something
Yeah.
like the Mandalorian, isn't the Mandalorian like 9 to 10 episodes, and it's the same company, so it's like.
Yeah.
Yo, yeah, he got a point there. Mandalorian.
And they can
That's
film
why.
there.
They spend
They can
all
film
their money
there.
on everything. But
Hella,
that's the
like-
thing, though. They ain't nobody else is putting that quality in so many different things, and that's a lot of money.
Netflix, shoot.
Nah,
Netflix?
Netflix ain't coming to. Not
Nah.
not.
Netflix
don't
putting out
count
their
on
bag.
that.
What you mean?
Yeah.
I'm still salty about it, but they canceled Sense8 because they was talking about it's too expensive.
I was about to say they're canceling
Sense8?
So
Netflix,
they're not putting.
They'll give you 12 episodes.
They're not putting
at
the.
least. With that,
They would. Netflix would give you enough episodes. This is a thing because I have been complaining about this for each show. The fact that it's 6 episodes. You know, the timing is one thing, but the 6 episodes, it's crazy. But it's also it's like it's not like they're writing it for 6 episodes. Having a filler episode means you're writing for more than 6 episodes. Not like a 6 episode. Every episode has to be meat. If you're eating only 6 meals, they have to be substantial meals. It can't just be asparagus like you guys have hated before. Right, and we're getting a lot of asparagus. What were you saying?
Yeah.
That was my
Facts.
issue with this episode and episode 3, and unfortunately, both of those episodes happened to deal with Sylvie and Loki, like kind of like getting close together or whatever, like
Which is
that.
really weird for me.
And to me,
not close enough.
it just brings the show down. Like I get it. Y'all are trying to push the narrative of them like loving each other or him loving himself technically because it's him.
yeah.
But like
yeah.
I got it already. Like I was like, let's go because y'all only have 6 episodes, and I'm falling asleep on something that I'm really excited to see, and so that's what's making it drag for me. I'm like, we got it. I'm like, okay.
Get the story moving. So we have one episode left.
Honestly,
Right? Oh, go ahead.
no, one last thing because more I was thinking about it, like the feeling that we have, I think Loki has in the show, which is kind of like, all right, like here we go, like we're dealing with here's another Loki, like like he has the same energy I think we're feeling, which is like
Yeah.
move, like can we, he's trying to
Can we
leave
get there?
and here's more Lokis, it's like I'm trying to get through this, and I think we're getting that energy for the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also kind of feeling like 5 episodes in, like what exactly is Marvel trying to tell? Like this show is called Loki, not the TVA, and like what about Loki have we really learned that we didn't already know with regards to this show? Like what is Marvel trying to like? Is as of right now, all I'm getting from this show is like it's a pro masturbation narrative because like you're selling me like a self love with Loki and Sylvie.
Love yourself.
Like love yourself. That's basically what I'm getting. Yeah, that's basically what I'm getting
On
from this show.
different
Self love
levels.
is the best. Sometimes the best kind of love.
On different levels because having her be outside.
But in
and
terms of
inside.
like the character of Loki, like what are we actually learning?
What if we're not supposed to
Now we
learn
can-
so much about Loki, but we're watching Loki learn about Loki? Like it's like
Yeah.
something.
Wow, way to make it meta.
Hey.
Hey.
Sylvie, there's still a lot about Sylvie. Like we still don't even know a whole lot. Does Sylvie have her own Thor? Like we don't know anything about Sylvie yet, and we only got 1 episode left.
I will say
But that's a lot. That's a lot for the show, though. We're trying to
Man, we could have figured that out in episode 3.
three could have been the opportunity.
That's my
Right.
point. I'm like, instead of us
you know what?
focusing on Loki and Sylvie trying to get together, we could be focusing on like what she was doing. Like, let's figure
Right.
that
Learn
out.
that could have
She can
happened
get
in
her straight
3.
on.
That could have been episode 3. Do you have
But
another
he made
Thor?
a point.
No.
It's a lot for a series. Because I don't know if Disney has a plan, but do they have a plan to do season 2 to these series? Like, are they coming back with more episodes at some point? Because if that's the case, they can't put it all in one episode. If
Right
they're
now,
planning
they
on not
say
coming
mini.
back, like this was the last Loki, where we'll have movies.
Right now they're
together.
saying it's a mini series, so they're not technically calling it like a ongoing show that will have many seasons. But I feel like I understand the argument that things cost money, right? And I understand that we're in a pandemic, but I do feel like a lot of other properties were able to survive or find ways to tell good stories during that time. And that's where I feel like Disney can't really, cop out on. Yes, it costs a lot of money, but we wasted time with a filler episode and a 6-episode thing. I think that had enough space. When they were on the train, we could have learned things. When they were in episode 3, when they were walking because they got thrown off the train, we could have learned things. When they were standing, when the world is collapsing, a moon is coming, they're like, we got to run. But for some reason, they took 20 minutes to just stand in the street. We could have learned. I felt like there was a lot of space in that episode to learn something. And I felt like it was being dragged along. And like Michael has repeated multiple times, this is episode 5. The finale is tomorrow. Like, if you felt like you didn't have enough to put into these episodes, how do you expect to do it all in the last one? I kind of feel like you kind of set yourself up for either a steep failure or a increasingly
glorious purpose.
Glorious purpose. There we go. Mike,
Right.
I will say, as a pro, one of my favorite lines when they're all talking about their stories and stuff, and he was like, he killed Thor, the kid Loki. I was like, okay, someone's a beast over here. Okay, he's like, I killed my Thor. And I you could tell classic Loki kind of yearned for it for a little bit. Like, man, this guy's a little cooler than me. But do you guys, before we close out, I do want to ask, and I know we have shared our sentiment, but how hopeful are you for the finale? How, do you think that this is going to end and stay and remain? Some of you guys said this is your favorite series out of the arc. Do you think it's going to stay as your second or third? Or do you have a lot of faith in the finale? Essentially is my question. Mark, I'll start with you.
Yeah. I think I think the potential is there. Again, I feel like all the characters in here I really care about, like, especially with Mobius, Agent Mobius. I think he's interesting. Owen Wilson, he's like, I can't remember the last thing I've seen him in, but it's good to see him on something like this.
Marley and Me.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's again, I've been liking it for so far, and I think it's going to bring everything to a head in the last episode, and I think we'll hopefully get a lot more of those answers, and then we'll see where it leads into after that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, Jazz, do you have faith?
But I have no expectations at the same time. It's like,
Jazz's feature is like her sentiment to the series.
I just I'm thinking that something's gonna happen, and then it's like it brings me down. Then when I'm thinking nothing's gonna happen, it brings me up. So I don't even know anymore. I'm just gonna go with it. Especially because like with this last episode, because of like this episode feeling like filler. Like I really don't know what y'all about to do this next episode. Like I really have no idea. So I'm just like, I'm gonna just go with it. And if it disappoints me, then I'm gonna just have to rank it down, unfortunately. So what? I'm just saying.
You heard, and she said what she said. Yeah,
Y'all play with my emotions. Like, come on.
Yes. And Chris, what about you?
Yeah, I actually do have a lot of faith in this finale. I think maybe we'll enjoy it as the best finale out of the 3. Maybe I don't know why I believe that. I don't know, maybe like fool me twice, I guess. But I really do. I think, yeah, exactly. Yeah, in fact, good call out. I think we'll get some answers, and then whether it leads into Kang or some sort of like Kang teaser or not, I still trust them to finish this because it's a little gap. This is like the end of their trilogy of shows. Maybe they're just gonna give us something to satisfy our little appetite for a little bit and just give us a little thank you for rocking with us during this little. It still looks like a trial run. It's like they gotta give us something. And overall I respect what they've done so far. I didn't think the shows would be as good as they are. I thought they'd be kind of like I wasn't even sure I'd get Disney Plus. I was like, I don't think now I'm just like this is like that's outrageous. They put a lot of effort into it, and I want to give them their flowers while they're here. So I have faith in the finale. We'll see.
Okay, Dwayne.
Oh yeah, I think I got. I'm my expectations, like I told you before, after WandaVision, I keep my expectations low, so I never get disappointed. I never get disappointed. Like
no Mephisto.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna see. I'm just gonna enjoy the ride, the last episode, and then see where it takes us, and then get ready for August 11th. I think is What If. So that's the next series they got it coming up. What If and Shang-Chi and what else they got. So I'm not gonna say I'm excited, but I'm ready.
Marvel's coming back strong this year. Like
They are.
they're coming back. It was like a wading in the water, but now they're like taking steps and walking out what the rest of this year is gonna be. Jay, what about you?
Yeah, visually, yeah, I think I'm excited. I think they're going to come full circle with it going out with a bang. If the one before the end looked that crazy, then you gotta go up an atom in the last one. Story wise, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna kill some people off. I don't know if they're gonna actually end the situation, fix the thing. Probably not. So I don't know where they're going with next with the end. But visually, I am excited to see what they're gonna do.
Okay, Michael.
I will say I'm still gonna watch it. I'm still curious to see how it's gonna end. But I don't know if I'll say I have faith because especially after this episode was just like, all right. And then again, just based on the track record, where I was disappointed with the end of WandaVision, I was disappointed with the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier. Then you get to this episode, then the penultimate episode, I'm kind of disappointed with that. So I feel like they're not gonna answer all the questions that I still have in this one episode, but who knows? We'll see. I could come to, next week and I'll be like, "Oh, it was amazing!" But which I'm hoping for. I'm hoping it's freaking amazing, and I'm like, but yeah, I don't know. I don't necessarily have a lot of faith in the ending.
Episode. I would agree. I'm kind of like a mixture of everybody. I do feel like the ending could be something amazing. You know, I also feel like it's realistically possibly going to be disappointing, right? But we'll see. We'll see. I'll ride this wave out. We'll see how it ends. We'll see whether it changes my rating for me personally. I would say for this conversation, what was really cool is everybody's different perspectives, like some being more story-based, Jay with the visual because you're an artist and that's what you're looking at, Mark being in the tech and he's like he was talking about the cinematics, the numbers and everything. So I really love what everybody like brought to the table for this conversation. And I'm interested. We'll see what the finale brings and whether it is a nod to something else that we can be excited for when the movies come out later this year and next year for this phase 4. But I want to say special thank you. Oh, go ahead.
I won't say. I was gonna say I do want to say real quick, like the one moment that I disliked in this episode, I was like kind of I feel like I had to bring it up. But like I was like, it's kind of trash. But that line where he says in this episode, like, "Oh, have you guys ever met a female version of a variant of us?" And they basically said it's never happened before. I thought that moment was kind of trash because and again, this is like my angle, my wheelhouse. But the whole idea of representation, the fact that they made this whole big stink about Loki being gender fluid, and then you're meeting all these different variants of Loki, and you need to tell me none of them have presented as female. It's like, so then what was the point of doing this whole representation thing, Marvel? Like that I thought that was trash. So
I can understand. It did seem like they mentioned it only to have her and just her, but it was kind of pushed like it was going to be a big major stepping point for the show outside of just one particular character. So I get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. What gender was the alligator?
Is he counting? Are you saying he counts?
We don't know. We don't know.
They can be like hit you up next week. It was a female alligator this whole time.
Do you think the alligator is the cameo? The alligator is the major cameo this season. I'm glad that there was there's gonna be a cameo greater than Luke Skywalker this time, because I would be like, okay, come on, Kevin, don't make me lose faith in you, bruh. But shout out again to our wonderful guests. I'm going to give you guys like a moment to say, close out, tell the people where they can find you, plug anything that you guys may have coming up. But I do want to personally thank you for taking the time to come over here. Some of you guys, again, coming over here for your second time or third time to spend this time with us and talk about, nerd stuff over here on our side of the YouTubes. But Michael, we'll start with you. Go ahead and tell the people where they can find you and let them know if you got something coming up.
Yeah, you can find me on my YouTube channel, Black Gay Comic Geek, and also on TikTok, and basically all social media, Twitter, Instagram, all that, Black Gay Comic Geek. And as far as what do I have coming up, I don't know. Fear Street just came out and Resident Evil, so I'll probably check those out and review it more than likely. And then I'm always talking. There's always something to talk about on TikTok. I'm gonna more than likely check out the latest issue of X-Men and talk about that. Might give my opinion on that, and then representation and all that other stuff. So just be on the lookout for that. There's always gonna be something on the internet that kind of upsets me with regards to like queer representation or the lack thereof. So that's my wheelhouse. So yeah, just be on the lookout for that.
That's really cool. Definitely check them out. Jay?
Yes, J Cutt Productions. You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. It's J Cutt Designs because someone already took my name, and and don't forget I have a coloring book I did the Kickstarter launch yesterday, and it's a great coloring book. It's a coloring book for all ages. It's broken down into 3 stages: easy, medium, and hard. And it's available now on Kickstarter, so check it out. And I'm always creating, so it's hard to be an artist and not create something. So I'm always doing something. So check it out.
I love how the picture is a slice of cake, like easy, like a piece of cake. That's so good.
I wanted to say too, I'm glad you got that. That was my Bro Aztec Night idea. But I also wanted to thank you guys and thank Christine mostly because she's been supportive in every way, and I've been able to meet so many people through her. Just throwing that out there, like she's real. I'll call her the mom of the group because I'd be watching y'all, and I'm like, she be holding it down because nobody be knowing what's going on. But Christine be holding it down. But no, I really appreciate you and all the connections. But that's why I love watching it. I really enjoy it. But yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. And J Cutt made our overlays. So if you're looking at the stream right now with the background and the boxes and stuff like that, J Cutt made them. I accidentally didn't fit you properly in your box, and I apologize for that. You guys, you're gonna have to bear with me, okay?
That's okay.
Producing the stream and hosting the stream and gathering the stream, it's a lot of work, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, shout out to you. Jazz, go ahead.
Y'all can find me at Jazzy Guns on YouTube, _Jazzy Guns on Twitter and Instagram. And I have merch out, my on-site merch. If you guys want to check that out, it's at merchlabs.com/collection/Jazzy Guns. That's it.
Chris?
Yeah, what's up? My name is Chris Tay. You guys can find me at Taste Take on YouTube. If you guys are into movies and TV show reviews, you can subscribe to my channel right now. Next up, I'm doing 2 documentaries on Netflix. They've got one about heists, like all like real life United States heists, like in the last couple of years that they're doing 3 different stories about that. And then there's a Naomi Osaka documentary that they're about to drop.
Oh, yes.
So we'll be doing a review on those 2. And just want to give a shout out to the entire stream. Mike, you're the homie from way back, so we're gonna keep doing this New York versus New Jersey thing to the end of time. Jay, I'm about to go buy your coloring book. I'm gonna just donate to the next kid that I see. But it looks fire. I'm probably trying to find out how I can buy the shirt off you, or at least a print. So just
he has a store too.
Yeah. I'm gonna check all that out.
Thank you. All this on my website.
Yeah, and Dwayne and Jazz, I kicked it with y'all last time, so it's always been dope chilling with y'all. And then Mark, just subscribe to your channel. You got some dope shit I could already see. You're gonna be my new everything Apple Pro, so I got to get him out the way, and then you took the top spot. I'm looking for that, so and I'm moving out MKHB, so you taking the top spot because my man.
He's like shifting them out.
Yeah, no, they gotta go. Man, I'm just with me right now. And yeah, Christine, the godmom of it all. Thanks for holding me down, and we're gonna be talking on Instagram like we always do. So it's been good connecting with y'all.
Thank you so much for coming through. When you said you're gonna donate to the next kid you see, can you imagine just walking down the street? He's like, "Here, take this color."
Yeah, just walking down the street. Hey, take this color.
You gotta uplift the hood. You gotta uplift the hood, man. Get these kids off the street.
Like, okay, mister, I'll take it.
They're gonna be like, "Yo, where the crayons at?" Like, all right, nigga, figure it out. And I give you the book.
Go to the bodega. Go to the corner store. Dwayne, what about you?
Oh yeah, you can find me YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, all that good stuff, Twitter. at Dwayne King with a Y, not an I, and I just play games and talk Marvel and all that nerdy stuff that you guys like and all that stuff. But yeah, that's me.
Great. And Mark?
Yeah, you can Soldier Knows Best on YouTube. And you can find me pretty much anywhere else after that. And then, yeah, also Amazon. I'm doing a lot of Amazon live streaming. So you can find me on there if you search for Soldier Knows Best.
Wait, on Amazon?
Yeah.
Like
you can live stream on Amazon?
Oh, yeah.
Wait.
Get
Oh,
on
okay,
it.
hold on
Hold on
now, Mark. You
I didn't know that.
Inform
Get
us, sir.
on it. Oh yeah. We got to talk. So yeah, you can go on Amazon Live. They have like an influencer page, so you can sign up for that. And then you can also do Amazon.com/live. And so, yeah, you can basically like I talk about different products, right? You can put them down in the carousel on the page. And if people watching, they click on that and they end up buying it, you get a percentage off of that. You get the affiliate sales.
Dope stuff.
So
You can
it's
do
been around for
reviews on Amazon. Okay.
Dope.
Yeah, so you can do
stuff.
gaming stuff. You can get a lot of all your favorite gaming tech on there. And yeah, they've been doing it for like a year. That's like kind of like the thing that I think people
I'm
should get on.
surprised since they have Twitch.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
But it's more for products. There's really more for the products. But you can do anything. People on there are just gaming. They're playing a game and they have it linked down below. And maybe their controller that they're using or PC parts and stuff.
Dope.
Okay.
That's dope. That's
Well,
dope.
you learn things in these streets.
He knows best.
Right? He does know best. He does know best. But yes, my name is Christine. I'm the girl on the left. Thank you so much for spending this time with us. You can find me AY Christine on everywhere. iChristine Games on YouTube as well, and I'm also on TikTok. And I started some new what you call it?
Dance phrase.
No. We're on the black. We on strike over there. We on strike over there.
Oh,
Okay?
oh, that's right. I forgot it.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
So I had to wait, see if some. No, I'm not going. I was just about to say, see if they just do this to my song on TikTok, but I'm just. I ain't
Megan
going
Stallion.
Yeah.
Hands on my knees.
Hands on my thought,
It just gets me that the song lyrics is hands on my knees.
Hands on my knees. They like this.
And then he said, "We gonna go up."
and walk
Yeah.
away. And walk away. I was like, where are you going? Is the song done for you?
song is literally
Windshield
White people can't do nothing. White people can't do nothing without us.
Windshield wiper.
They can't do nothing
bro.
without us.
Windshield wiper. Windshield wiper.
Windshield
Yeah, bro.
Can you
I
imagine
know
the
you
imposter? Tell me, like as they're walking away. That would have been okay. That hurt my heart a little bit. So yes, you can find me in the club, Balls Full of Bub. But yes, thank you so much. We also have a PartyChat Twitter and Instagram and TikTok, if I did my stuff right. And you want to look _PartyChat because PartyChat was taken, and for Twitter you can't put PartyChat podcast because that's too long. So _PartyChat everywhere, and you can find us. And yeah. That's everything, I think. Oh, I got merch. Boo. There's 2 more days. Pre-sales, Lang Lang Rainbow Foil Tee. Check it out. Crowdmade.com/iChristine. Last thing. YouTube Black Voices Fund. Today is the last day that you can fill that out. So if you are a Black creator on YouTube, fill it out. If you're like, I don't know if I'm going to get it, fill it out. Okay? You'll find out. If anything, it only took 5 minutes of your time.
I didn't even know about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm glad we said it. So yes, I'll send you the DM me on Instagram, and I'll send you the link. And today's the last day, so definitely fill that out.
I appreciate you.
No problem. I like to help, as they call me God Mom, and I felt it made me feel a little bit older than I am, but I like Principal AY because you could be a young principal. Okay, I like that.
You could be a young godmom.
You could be a young
You
God
could be a young godmom.
Yes, but when you said mom, and this means I got 7 kids right now. I'm not that young, okay? All right? You only got but so much from puberty to now. But it still takes a year for pregnancy, okay? So that's a lot right there, all right? I wouldn't be this young I could be this. You know what? We done with me right now. Good night. We're done. Bye. Goodbye.
All right, y'all. I got a dip. But it's nice meeting y'all.